Hello! Welcome! Welcome to Drakenmemoria. For those of you wondering what this is, well, it's Dungeons and Dragons, or more specifically, a group of people playing Dungeons and Dragons. So if this is not something you want to watch, well, too bad that we started. And it's going to be the same thing next week and so on. Fortunately for you, there most likely are suggestions either to the right or the left, depending on where you're watching this from. For everyone else who actually wants to be here, no matter the reason, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you with us. If you're new, welcome among us. If you're coming back from previous session, it's a pleasure to have you back. And we hope you're going to have a pleasant evening. And that's about everything I have to say. As always, if you like the thunderstorm that you're hearing, although the sound is a bit low, you might not hear. I don't know why. Sometimes this sound is really weird. Goes up and down without me touching it. Ambient mixer. You can make some, you can make your own, you can download them. It only costs something to download. But you can make them, find them from other people who've made them. And it's royalty free. So, go nuts with it. And also, we might receive a few people from AKA Discord server. Is that it? Did I pronounce it right?
Nice. That was good. It's getting better. It's getting better.
Yes.
If you go fast enough, no one can tell.
Again. And then the army of the undead follows you when you come back. Please tell me someone actually got that reference. Please. All right. I think that's about it. That's everything we have to say.
Oh, also,
Yes.
I got digital dice and I subscribe to D&D Beyond. So let's not roll low this time.
I paid them. I can't roll low that anymore.
Yeah. I promise you guys.
Paid.
No, it's been working for me,
pay to
so
win.
I can give them credibility.
And I got new dice. Let's go.
Only worked for me in Hearthstone.
Ah. All right. So, with that being said, as always, I forgot to open my recap file. Because if you go and see on D&D Beyond, I post every single week. You're going to find the exact same recap there. Well, almost. Just to make sure I don't trigger anyone from the evaluation team at D&D Beyond. I make sure to not go too nuts on the class name and so on that recap, but here it's fine. I can call a druid, fighter, paladin, and everyone's okay with it. So, last episode. Not a lot happened last episode, but also a lot happened. The party took on a horrifyingly mutated troll who'd been feeding on aberration for quite some time. Especially since it had very interesting color scheme. But other than that, and being a so weird monster, it assaulted the group with a very diverse number of abilities absorbed from other creature and a few odd merging of abilities as well. The party did its best to survive, and as you can see, because no one's missing, other than some of them having nightmares for the next few months, it ended well. Their abilities proved to be sufficient. Yeah, you can say that. I was gonna try and make a reference to the bears that George sacrificed, but they got their revenge.
I got a good snack.
So, After that, referring themselves to the story they had been told, the one that they've been using to figure out what's going to happen before it happens, the party deduced that it could take a few moments to rest before taking on a long trek through a deep marsh and face one last challenge before reaching the castle walls. That challenge being a large monsters with flailing appendages. Fortunately, the story did not tell you much more about this challenge, as it is a very well known tactic of bards to be just slightly vague. You know, that way your imagination can fill in the details, and when they say it's a horrific monster, your mind creates a horrific monster. But if you're told what the horrific monster is, sometimes it's disappointing. And so, you are all left with this, and who knows, maybe that was the inspiration behind audience's last dream. Facing an odd something hidden deep below a river of dark mist. But
Don't worry, we'll find out later that the monster was the friends we made along the way.
all right, well, there's not a storm behind on the other side of the door where you're all sleeping. Outside, very
How windy is it in the dream?
Sorry?
Is it windy in the dream?
Well, right now, no. And it's not as windy as it would normally be. Because you're technically not in the Estron Island chain. Mistle Island chain, sorry.
I see.
You're on another island chain. And from island chain to island chain, conditions can vary greatly. So, on this one, it feels like it's the end of spring. And also, Kalina has confirmed that it is reaching the end of spring, as this is when the river nearby slowly goes back to its normal bed and the marsh slowly drains out. But unfortunately, right now, it is not so, and most of the valley is completely flooded. Since this happens every single year, the climate is that of a marsh. So this is what happens when you wake up in the morning. You are still in the cavern. Audience probably slightly weirded out by his dream, but not enough to show it to everyone else, especially since he gave a good thumbs up to Fisher when he saw him get up in the middle of the night. Jorg, Tobiashi, and Fisher, since you're all sleeping near the door, when you wake up, you are, well, except for Fisher, because he doesn't actually really wake up. Jorg and Tobiashi, you wake up with the distant sound.
My chair.
Well, that's what happens when you don't buy something that's made for you. Did you lose
Everything
something?
else in the chat caught me off guard. No. I lost my sanity.
I knew I shouldn't have bought this on loveseats.com.
No, it's missing a wheel on the bottom, so if I lean too much to the right, you fall over.
Oh
I feel like that
no,
could be
it
remedied.
falls over. Whatever
Yeah,
will
I
we
never
do
would've
now,
thought.
person on top?
Yo!
All right, so as Jorgen Tobiashi wakes up, you find yourself waking up to a pleasant morning, a little bit damp, as when you look outside, you can see that you are maybe an hour away from the first signs of this long march through a marsh that you're gonna be doing for the entire day, with only one dry spot at the middle of the day where a bridge once was. During the dry season, this is where the river is. During spring, it's where the marsh begins, so it is also the deepest part. For you, Fisher, well, it's just like usual. You saw the sun slowly starts to rise. As always, there's something weird about this reality dream. There's sort of this odd green color in the sky. But it's been so ever since you've been here, and since you can always feel the dream reality trying to push itself on your mind, there's also that element of maybe it's just that attempt, that because it's not completely real, but also maybe very real, as you have been injured several times during this dream. Maybe that's why it has this odd color. Jorg and Tobiyashi, you don't notice the difference in color. For you, it's everything's fine. Then again, nah, everything's fine. And so, you all wake up in the morning. Audience and Remy as well. Sorry, I don't have anything to say for you. You've been sleeping inside the cave. So, Remy, you see every soldier wake up, slowly go about their business, making sure all of their armor is correct. So basically, you see a whole bunch of guys dressing up, putting on their armor. It's pleasant evening. It's a pleasant morning for you. And audience, well, you already had something during the night, so I'm not gonna add on to this. But everyone is preparing. Some are wondering if Jorg and Tobiyashi are gonna make another attempt at cooking.
I look over at Jorg really quick. I'm like, I think we're fine. We did enough cooking for one set.
Yeah. They're not willing
Adventure.
to accept us at our worst. They don't deserve us at our best.
Exactly.
I'll eat some dried meat.
Yeah, I'll start rolling up my bedroll and then eat some meat and rations.
Most of
Some
them,
bread.
Most of them are not too disappointed. You see 2 or 3 of them that actually go, oh, their little dish and put it back inside their backpack and take out a piece of dried meat and.
Ah, yes, beef jerky. Breakfast of champions.
Oh yeah.
You see them looking at their water skin and.
Sorry.
But all in all, morning goes rather well. Of course, Kalina makes a few rounds to see how everyone is in the morning. She seems to walk around Tobiyashi, not disturbing him. Then goes to Jorg and just asks him how his night was. You've been all alone all night long. Yes, you are standing 5 feet from Fisher. You've been alone all night long. I hope everything went well for you.
Yeah. I have my dog, so I didn't feel alone.
Ah, and she
Yeah.
gives him a little pat and just messes up his fur on his head.
Jorg's like, I spent 2 hours styling that card.
She turns toward you, Fisher, and she just looks at you for a moment and... Good job. And turns around and go talk to audience.
How?
Yes?
What? I was gonna ask why she said that, but I'm not gonna do that because I remembered last time I kind of figured something out about him. So
You remember you figured something out, but you forgot what it was.
Oh, that's the dream reality.
Yeah, that seems too absurd. You to be intelligent.
And the question is, do you say it out loud?
I will. Yeah, I'll say that to him because I was like, was that a dream? Are you like intelligent or something? I'll whisper it to him.
I would like to think so. It depends on your definition of intelligence.
Ooh.
A true answer of a
All right.
machine.
I don't know what to make with that, but I do remember why I thought that. It was because the psychic screams.
He's just so lifelike, you know?
Yeah.
You look at him again. No expression on his face.
Just a weird metal wood thing.
But it would
Very
like
lifelike.
to think so. I'm pretty sure a machine wouldn't like anything. Like I
I
said
feel like you're
last
focusing
night.
on the wrong specific word in that. Like if I were thinking about it,
Yeah.
I would have been focused on the think part, not the feel part.
Yeah, that's a good point. You would
'Cause
like to
then that
think
would-
so. Which implies you can think. But I suppose the thinking part is something that you can do as like a tactical thought. But the like is an emotional like type of intelligence, which I would assume a machine or wouldn't possess.
That's a good point. I am generally not very emotionally intelligent.
Yeah.
Rami just walks over with a copy of Atlas Shrugged into George's hand.
Oh.
Kalina approaches you, audience, just asking, and how was your night? You seem to have a troubled night. Anything interesting? Visions of the future?
I mean, no,
Maybe
just,
a good
you
omen
know,
for today?
just dreams, about stuff. Nothing too important, just, I don't know. Have you ever heard of a large creature that lives in black mist?
None that pops up in my mind just like that, but I'm sure there are a good many reference to creatures like that in mythology and religion. I mean, there's a whole lot of symbols. The hidden behind mist, something you can't see, a large creature, a danger, maybe. Something imposing. Maybe you just feel like there's always danger looking at you. It's not a lot to go on.
No, I was more asking for specifics. It's like why I don't know. It said I knew its name or something, but
Its name.
who knows? Yeah, it said
What is its name?
You see that's what was getting me is because I didn't say any names. I mean, I introduced myself, audience Autumn Draconis of Clans Drahosavir, but unless one of my names is its name, I got nothing.
Maybe you don't know it and you're a god.
Yeah, I don't think that's true, but you know. Anyway, we should get these soldiers moving. It's going to be a tough, dirty day today, going through the swamp. A lot of very muddy. Not going to be fast travel.
Yeah, a lot of people also have a lot of difficulty keeping up their morale while they're traversing a march.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe they should all sing a marching song. Except that we're trying to be stealthy, so never mind. That's not a good idea.
All you hear is. Never mind. I had an idea, but
And then you also think about what kind of marching song a bunch of 45 soldiers might sing, and look at the lady and.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, you know what? Never mind. I'm like, nah, we'll figure it out. They'll be fine. We'll make it through. We should get moving, though.
Absolutely. And before going back to her guards, she does stop by where Remy is, as he's apparently coming back from Jorg and Fisher after giving them something.
Yeah, just like with all this philosophical thinking, he just felt like just leaving a book in Jorg's hands that he just covered from nowhere.
It's a dream, you know. It was provided by the dream.
The dream has a good sense of humor.
Well,
In fact, the book was called Infinite Jest.
and what about you,
I'm liking
Mr.
that
Remy?
answer.
How was your night?
Just Ramy thinking back on it, lit lantern, cozy cat, surrounded by men, including audience, and just like makes a minor illusion rainbow.
Oh, well, we're certainly going to need those during the day. But you're right. It was a good night. All right, well, let's get prepared. And so, maybe 10, 15 minutes later, everyone is ready, and you start leaving this nearly cozy hall, dwarven hall that has been inhabited by a horrifically mutated troll for at least a year. And outside, of course, you have a little moment when you go outside as you're slightly elevated and you see that the terrain is going to go down slightly, and within an hour you'll be knee deep in marsh water. You can't help but to look to your left when you go out, and you see this wall of creature walking. You know, they're probably 10 hours away. A single day of walk. If you'd stayed here within the day, they'd be right on you. But it's close enough that you can see with just a little bit of elevation. And although for Jorg and Tobiashi, it doesn't hit you as hard as it does for 3 other members. Because for you, you've been part of this world, and you know that this has been happening for a while. But you don't know when it's going to end and anything else. But it is the first time that you see what the island chains that have fallen are facing. And it is easily tens of thousands of aberration moving side by side. It's a bit too far to really see or understand which one are there, but just from what you've seen so far, knowing that all of that is going to arrive where you are going within a day and a half. And you're going to be
We can take it.
stuck in that castle with that in front of you. Even the knowledge that this castle is the best fortification you have, easily within a week of travel, there's something not reassuring about this. For audience, Fisher and Remy, since you remember the general story of the War of Aberration, it hits a bit more because you know that they have another 50 years of death to endure. There is no way, no matter how big the city of Bahanor is, that it'll survive. There's
Right,
no
Neo,
way.
you could bring us out of the Matrix.
Especially since none of us have ever heard of this great city.
Well, for Jorgen Tobiyashi, you know it by reputation, but you've never seen it. It is supposed to be a very large city. It is the main city of this island chain. It is the oldest city of this island chain. The defenses of that, knowing that you have been traveling in a world at war, you've seen what defenses of cities like this can look like in action. You remember it. It is awe-inspiring or nightmare-inducing, depending on which side you are, when everything starts firing on one another. Huge crystal placed on top of towers, firing bolts of energy which just replaces bits of the terrain with craters. Huge construct, sometimes gargantuan one, just walking over a battlefield and unleashing magics that you think can only be used by very old and proficient wizard. They're made of those, and they can enter into a battlefield and slaughter hundreds upon hundreds of creatures without sustaining any damage. But this war has been going on for 50 years already, and the world is slowly losing. Every cycle, a few more island chain are taken and not taken back when they go into their passive state. For you, audience, and Fisher, and also Remy, just from the reputation of this war, you know that this is just gonna keep going for another 50 years. And there's this easy math that goes on in your head. This is a city. There's easily 10, 20, 50,000 people living in it. That's a pretty large city in a D&D setting. With innocents, children, people that are not involved in the war. They'll either become cannon fodder, food, or infected.
Or some combination thereof.
The trifecta.
Hopefully, in a different order than the one I just said. And this is what you're staring at right now when you see this huge army marching slowly exactly where you are going right now. But as soon as you get out, you see all of the soldiers nervous but used to seeing this. It's not the first time they've seen it. And especially you, audience, who have worked more with other people, you instantaneously feel their nervousness, their anxiety with this thing marching in the valley. They are going to be a few hours behind you all the way to the castle.
Well, even I think audience, I'm probably, in some ways, I'm definitely a little shaken by this because as someone who understands military tactics and has studied and seen armies his entire life, seeing this large of a force is like so much larger than any scale he's ever even heard of any war besides, you know, anything he's ever worked with, which was at most like, you know, 20, 30, 50 soldiers max. It's like incredible to him to even think about trying to, you know, armies of like 10,000, you know, like that's facing each other.
It's like a normal person just sees that and is like, wow, that's a lot of dudes. You see it and you're like, I know what that can do.
Yeah.
I know what that actually means.
Yeah. Yes. So
Exactly.
audience is like, all right, well, let's get moving.
It's like a 10-1 horticulture right there.
All
Good
right,
idea.
Remy, do you mind taking the lead?
Just maybe just like looks up to audience, like nods his head and says in audience's own voice, "For the dragon."
For the dragon.
Hey, Jorg, do we know a dragon?
I don't think so.
I don't know. They keep talking about a dragon. I don't know. Kind
Yeah,
of strange.
it's a little weird. And like the dragon, pretty sure there's a lot of them.
Are we working for a dragon?
Oh,
We just keep
probably.
talking as we're walking.
Yeah, there's some
You hear
Some
this
gang or
chatter
something.
behind. Audience trying to keep the troops in line, and Fisher just absorbing this because he can't say a whole lot. And Remy trying to stay focused on this, as you know you are going to be walking in an environment that is not fun. You've tracked monsters into marshes before. You know how interesting and full of life it is. And so, I am going to have you make a perception roll, and, well, this is going to be fairly easy. Simply a survival roll. To see how fast you travel in this marsh. Marsh. I keep saying march when I want to say marsh. Sorry.
It's almost March.
It's
All of us are just
Well,
Remy, by the way.
Yesterday was Tuesday. You missed it.
Yeah, two.
You can assist if you want. There's no problem with this. Can also be the one who has the best survival, because you are walking into a very difficult terrain. One can be the one that's paying attention to what goes on, and the other one can be the one that's making sure no one steps into a very deep hole.
George, what do you know about swamps?
I know a bit about swamps. I think
They grow the best herbs.
I can do the I've got a pretty good survival.
All right.
I rolled a 15 for keeping the soldiers.
Ooh, I
and
rolled a
not
7.
stepping mud.
Apparently,
try.
the deep parts of the water aren't as deep as they are, and the shallow parts are deeper than they look.
Apparently, we just all roll in Fisher. So you might as well roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone
So
else-
I
14.
saw a 7
Immediately
and I
fall in
saw
the
a
water.
16 for survival.
No, 15.
I rolled a 14.
I rolled a 15.
I'm confused when I'm rolling now.
Well, you're
Are
rolling
you doing
perception,
the
for sure.
perception? Yeah.
That perception is for sure. But
Okay.
apparently everyone else rolled for survival, so you don't. It's not gonna add anything if you also roll for survival.
Okay, I'll just roll the perception then.
You could roll for yourself if you want. So.
Jordan tried to show off his survival skills and immediately stepped on some of that like floating grass and fell in the water.
He just goes, I know where I'm going.
Maybe I will just do a survival just as a personal roll, just to see if Raimi isn't the one that falls into the hole that Jorg is leading them toward. Okay. Let's see. All right, so perception is going to be 21, and it's really unfortunate that I didn't make the survivor roll because that would have been a 21 as well.
Oof.
So you don't fall into a very deep puddle. You
just don't mention it because it's funny when Jorg falls in it.
Only Jorg rolled poorly.
Well, that's what's funny. He just went in front of everyone and said, all right, let's go this way.
You know, sometimes we just forget about the trickster part in Arcane Trickster.
All right, and to accompany this, I did spend part of the week creating a little marsh ambience.
Let's go.
Losers, y'all got to worry about mosquitoes.
Ew.
All right.
Actually, you know what? Something I've never considered before. Do mosquitoes even target birds? Never thought about this.
Target who? Oh, birds. Yeah.
Actually,
I think they
Raimi
do.
and audience are probably both fine.
I feel like.
The audience is scales.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure birds drink, or mosquitoes drink bird blood.
When they get through the place.
I think it depends a little bit. The layer of feather might provide some protection, like fur, but
I like it.
A loud frog.
yeah, no,
As they are.
I added a
Is that
bullfrog
frog
in it,
following
and
us?
I made sure that he was very clear. There's gonna be a bullfrog somewhere in there. Alright. So, you apparently venture out and don't have a lot of problem finding your way, with the exception of Jorg, that you have to fish out of a hole a few times during the first part of this trek to this marsh. Audience, I believe you said you roll to see how well you arrive to maintain the troops as they're moving.
Yeah. Yes.
It was a 13?
That's 15.
15. All right. Well, in general, you're doing a good job. You do notice that some of them are a bit nervous and they just keep staring backward, especially since you're going down again and inside the marsh, and now they can't see very well where the enemy is, even though they know that they're several hours behind. You see that they just can't help it, you know. Do we have time? Yes, okay, we have time. Look again and keep on going, and you have to fish a few of them out of water holes because they were looking behind. But in general, and apparently some of them are getting very distracted by the duck. Think that it's some sort of creature that's laughing, but it's not. And yes, it is a duck. You don't know it, but I've heard them from very up close. Yes, some actually do sound like that.
Jorg found a friend.
And then there's a much happier duck off to the side, like quack, 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 quack.
Oh no, this one is very happy. It was a perfect moment. My mother had a very innocent moment where she saw a duck trying to mount on another duck, and she said, "Hey, she's trying to drown him." Me and my father, we both look at one another and said, "Well, you see, when two ducks love each other very well, and then you hear this duck go, ah, wah, wah, wah." It's been a recurring joke ever since.
Evil laugh.
Yeah.
Knowing ducks.
So,
You don't know anything. You got a 7.
Yeah.
you're stuck taking care of mosquitoes. You're there, and I know I've heard one. I know I've heard one. And Tobiashi sees the cloud of mosquitoes follow Jorg behind him. But in general, everything's going well. It's unavoidable. You see people getting edgy, nervous. The mosquitoes, they're reacting to some of them, getting sweaty, and of course this draws more mosquitoes, and so you have this also incessant buzzing now, a buzzing noise that comes and go of this cloud of insects following you. It's getting to some of the soldiers. A few of them at one point just lose patience, and you just see them go, "Ah! And then they look toward Remy as he's looking back at them because they're doing a lot of noise. You see the soldier looking at you and, "I've seen you use magic. Can't you do something about this?"
No.
Jorg says out loud.
I could sacred flame them.
The first few hours go pretty well. So after...
There's just a bullfrog in Jorg's pocket.
Yeah. Yeah, you notice it. He fell into a puddle. We picked him up.
That's where the bullfrog.
He just hitched a ride.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna hear one. There's one croaking every minute or so.
Oh, yeah.
So, after 2 hours, you find yourself having a little bit more difficulty moving forward. Fortunately, Kalina helps you a bit. She knows where the road is supposed to be, although you can't see it because it's underwater. But she does mention that you're... That's the frog in Jorg's pocket. She just goes, you know, bit more difficult, but let's just say that you're slowing down. After an hour, after nearly 2 hours of walk. Kalina and her guards are staying very close to all of you. I'm guessing that the idea in the beginning was that Jorg would be in front, but he probably ends up swearing at the duck in the distance, but finding itself more in the center of the group. Remy at the front, audience nearby, Fisher in front, so I guess it's Jorg and Tobiashi at the end of the party, not the entire army. But surprisingly enough, Jorg and Tobiashi, you're used to seeing nobility being a bit fragile from time to time. But Kalina doesn't seem all that fragile in this marshland. She actually seems to be practiced at this. And you notice on a few occasions that she seems to have pants under her noble dress. And she's not fussing about her dress being wet. She just keeps marching on. Which feels a bit odd. So far, she's been acting a little bit spoiled, but for the first time, there is an element of practice. Of not being surprised by this. That she's showing. Of course, the 6 guards, even though they are wet nearly all the way to their waist, do not say a thing. But it's a different picture than you've seen so far. You keep on going for another maybe half an hour until it becomes obvious that she's looking for the place where this bridge connects, and she tells all of you that the bridge is actually quite long. It's supposed to go over a river, and even in normal circumstances, the bridge would take a good 10-15 minutes to walk over it. It's quite long, and it's made out of stone. It's high, so it normally goes above the river, but it is also meant to be able to go above the marsh when it appears. Takes her a while, but with the help of audience, Remy, well, everyone except Jorg, she does manage to find her footing and find where the bridge is supposed to be. But, Remy, there's something that feels odd in the way that everything moves around you. You see ripples in the water, in the deeper part of water, maybe 600 or 700 feet away. You can swear at the moment you saw 2 eyes watching you. Then it disappeared underwater, and it reappeared not even a fraction of a second later, further. Good 30, maybe 60 feet away. Then it disappeared. Something is following you.
That is very spooky.
Maybe we'll kind of like, as sort of like mostly looking over to audience and kind of sort of Fisher. And says, the cat lurks from the rafters.
I guess audience would roll perception, try and see what Remy's talking about.
Alright.
Same, but Remy said rafters, so Fisher's looking up into the trees.
Well, audience must also be looking up into the trees because he rolled a 3.
God damn it. Okay.
Immediately sees both of them just go.
What?
All right, then he corrects himself, realizing that
Not
the
20.
metaphor
I
doesn't
figured it
work
out.
here. It's like the tiger lurks in the grass.
Audience will look down again, so I guess I'll roll another perception.
I
Now
got
looking at the crowd.
Nat 20.
You got an actual 20, alright.
Yeah.
I got a 15, so I did a lot better when I looked in the right direction.
It's actually
Imagine that.
It's actually a very comedic moment where you hear Remy say the cat's in the rafter, and you see audience and Fisher at the same time going, then the tiger is in the grass. Both of them looking down at the same time.
It's so coordinated. It's teamwork.
Well, he's supposed to be your machine, so It's normal.
It's like, Fisher, look up. I mean, Fisher, look down.
This is the moment where where Mamie kind of like realizes he really misses working with thieves, who just would implicitly understand what he was talking about.
You know, it just happens.
I don't know. Thieves can't get out of here.
So, you look in the water, and Fisher, you're the one who actually sees what Remy is talking about. Audience, you're just you're just half a second too late, and when you watch in a direction, you just see this ripple of water just going, but you didn't see anything. But Fisher, you do see this odd face looking at you from inside the waters. This large head. Just see the reflection on the eyes and goes back on the water. You see the ripple. You follow the ripple for a moment, and barely a few seconds, not even a round later, just 2 or 3 seconds later, you see this other head that just appears. Either there are several of them, or it's moving really fast.
Okay. That's what I was
What
going
are
to
you
ask.
seeing? I'm like, because I just saw the ripples. I'm like, what are you seeing, Fisher? I see some ripples, but I didn't get it.
Something or lots of somethings is tracking us.
Size?
If it's one thing, it's really fast. Otherwise, it's multiple things.
What's the size?
I'm not sure how big it is. I just saw its head, right?
Judging by the distance between the eyes, it's at the very least large, maybe even a huge creature.
Oh, okay. So, definitely threat.
Yeah. Probably like, the troll size.
Alright. I'll go to the guards. I'll be like... I'll yell out to the men. I'll be like, alright, men. Something's in the water. Don't panic. Everyone, though, keep your weapons out and at the ready. We spotted some possible trouble. Be on your guard as we continue to move. Don't stop. Continue to move.
It's a good thing they're soldiers, and they roll really high, because when you start by saying, alright, don't panic!
Alright, everyone, run. Scatter.
It can only get so many.
You see them.
All right, I have the perfect survival plan. All right, everybody split up into pairs and start fucking each other.
The horror movie tactic.
Oh, true.
Well, it depends. For Remy, it's a normal porn movie.
At least then only one of you will die. The other will get to go through like a 10-minute chase scene.
And then possibly.
Awesome.
I just noticed. Jorg, are you nervous about the monster?
Yeah. Jorg's gonna stay extra careful now and try not to be in the water.
I'm just saying that because I finished describing the monster and I see Brown Note has.
Oh yeah, subscribe to
just
Prime.
subscribed. Are you nervous?
Yeah. Yep.
Don't eat me, please. Subscribe.
Leaving his last will and testament.
You know, some people buy their love. Other people's just buy their lives.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, you can do both by paying the dungeon master. All right, so most of them react pretty well to your "don't panic" introduction. You do see a little bit of nervousness that managed to sneak up, but not enough to lose control of everyone. You even see some soldiers just looking at the guy next to them, and they're just relax. He's proven himself so far. There's no reason for us to doubt him. They settle down, but nervousness has increased a little bit.
Oh yeah.
One of them does shoot an arrow trying to get the frog, thinking that this might be the monster, but it's not.
Ow, my leg.
Man, they're a bad shot.
It's a frog! Oh! Oh, sorry.
Remember the frog was in my pocket?
Alright.
Hey.
Remy's gonna stay at the front. I'm gonna turn to Fisher and be like, me and you, let's go to the back, so if the frog does attack, we're the first line of defense against it. I trust us more than the soldiers, honestly. What I've seen, I think we're stronger.
Fine.
Alright.
It may be fast enough that it could circle around before we could react to it, but
I realized. But we have Remy at the front, and Jorg and Toby, I assume, are somewhere in the middle, being,
They're
hiding out.
they're just in front of the noblewoman party.
Yeah, so we should at least have some of us two at the back to guard that
Alright.
part.
yes, sir.
Yeah, don't question me, robot. Giving you an order, head to the back. If it eats you, so be it. No.
Wasn't a question. It was just a keep in mind as we follow orders.
I'll head to the back with.
You can't help but to see that audience is smiling a bit as he's ordering you like this.
I'm not actually.
No? Ah.
No.
Alright.
If we get a little distance from the soldiers, I'll try and quietly say, "You sure you were good last night? You normally don't move around like that in your
I
sleep."
had a dream about a large creature in the mist, and it said that I knew its name, and that I had awoken or called it or something. And I'm like, well, that's weird because, as you know, I don't even know where we are right now, so I don't know if it's. So I'm like, I don't have enough information to deal with this right now. So I'm like, I'm gonna wait till we get to the city with some possible library or something.
Wait, so it said you knew its name?
I mean, yeah, it said I knew its name, which was odd because the only name I said was my own. So but I don't, unless there's something I said that I'm forgetting about.
And it was something.
It was
in a mist?
something. It was a large creature covered by black mist. That's all I could tell.
Taranad had this question that if we're this far back, your dragon isn't around, so where are you getting your powers from?
Would I know that my dragon wouldn't be around? I'm trying to think what would audience think about that, because the dragon said he was a god, but he also knows that dragons take, or their mortal forms, at least they take of dragons, do die. Like they don't live forever.
Yeah, well, obviously a draconic god would follow the same rules as any other god, so a god would be everlasting so long as it has followers.
Yeah.
The big question,
I would just think it's
the big question about your god is, did he state that he has been here from the very beginning? Or did he imply that he's a recent god? Meaning that, his ascension to power is very recent. He could have told you that he was a half-god who eventually grew into the size of a god.
he mostly said dragons were just gods in general, but he never said like he was there. So I don't think I would necessarily assume that he had been here since the beginning.
Well, the thing is that not a lot of people have seen dragons die of natural causes. Usually they're either hunted by adventurers or they go away and no one sees them again.
My guess is that what my dragon would have told me about that part is that dragons can lose their physical forms, but that their spirits will find basically another form of another dragon and just return. So I would assume that like they as gods don't die, but their physical forms can die.
And being a religious person, you are aware of avatars. And avatars have the limitation that whatever their god gives them. And according to things that you've learned recently, a god can't simply just talk to you in person. If a god is talking to you in person, it usually is because it's an avatar. Otherwise, your soul would just leave your body screaming.
So I think I assume that the avatars are... I assume that dragons are the avatars of the gods themselves. That would make sense for how I am... from what I've learned about gods in the process of my religion. So I guess, in that case, when Fitcher asked me that, I'd be like, well, I doubt my current god's avatar form would be around. Him as a god might be around, but he would be in perhaps a different form, or I don't know, may not have a form at all. So I'm not completely sure.
Mm-hmm. What? Where's your name come from?
Well, my name is just my name. That was what was given to me by my parents. My clan's name, however, is the name, or it's off of the name of my god. Yeah. Drahasavir is, I think, Automons Draconis, yeah. If I go to notes, let me just double check that and make sure that was right. Yes. Yes, because my dragon's name is Drahasavin, and Drahasavir clan is off of his name.
Well, if it's... Is it possible that that could be... Did you tell me the stuff about the avatar?
Yes.
So you just...
I
okay.
mentioned that as we were, away to the back.
Could it be that that was a previous avatar of your god, and it recognized your clan name?
It's possible. We didn't have very long to chat. I pretty much introduced myself, and then I woke up, so I don't know.
Didn't accept my teas and cookies.
Might be a good thing to keep in mind.
Yeah. I couldn't even tell if the creature was a dragon, honestly. It was definitely a very large creature covered by black smoke, but I couldn't tell if it was a dragon or something else. So, again, I just don't have enough information on it right now, or what the dream actually meant, since, as you know, I don't exactly even know what we're in right now. I don't know what level I was dreaming, or if it's simply maybe just part of the story that we're supposed to be following, or something else.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Yeah. Alright, anyway, let's keep our eyes open for this frog monster in case it attacks. I guess I will, as I continue to walk, I will draw my great sword and ready an attack action for if any large frog jumps at me.
Just gonna fruit ninja it out of the air.
Anything jumps at me. I don't know. Not a frog. Like, if a frog jumps at me, I'm not just gonna suddenly attack it, but if a actual large creature.
Well,
the thing is a frog, it's just a big frog.
Oh, yeah.
It's a multi-headed frog.
Got him.
Anyway, I'll ready like an action as I tell the soldiers to keep going, to keep moving forward, and I will watch the rear.
Have you never heard of the Hydra frog?
It doesn't have a neck, though. Where are the heads?
Just has a bunch of tongues, and the more you cut off, the more it has.
Tobiashi seems to be traumatized by this image.
Sometimes there's just nothing to say. There's no words.
So you're just traumatized by the fact that you see Audience and Fisher seems to be worried about something. And just as you think that, you see this large frog just snatch a fly out in midair and look at you as you're crossing the fog. And then you hear this duck laughing at you in the distance. The rest of the morning seems to roll without any big problem. The mosquitoes are, of course, very troublesome. And you see that a lot of soldiers seems to be at their wits' ends, with this cloud of insects just following them and always hearing the buzzing sound.
Thanks for not including that in the ambient sounds.
Well, no, I wanted to also listen to it personally, and like I said, I live in Quebec. Mosquitoes are the plague. If you live near a swamp or a marsh and you do not have mosquitoes, you do not know what a swamp or a marsh is.
I hear them just whining in your ears at night.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to France for nearly 2 months, and I've seen people lose their mind over a single fly trap in the room. I'll take 5 flies over a single mosquitoes any day. So, most of the day eventually transit toward the evening, and you see the sun arriving at its highest. And of course, with the sun and the clear sky comes the humidity of this place. And as everyone knows, in a marsh, in a swamp, in a bog, humidity hits you like a hammer. And everyone starts moving a little bit slower because of this. Feels like you're trying to walk in a dense cloud. Really, 100% humidity. Yes, that is a thing. It nearly feels like whenever you take a long breath, you're trying to breathe water. Just slightly.
Maybe at some point just opens a water skin, just leaves it open for a few seconds, and it fills back up.
You don't know why, but you remember the story about a monk who had mystical powers, who could just take the water out of the air and put... Hey, everyone needs Avatar, the Last Airbender, or a version of it in their world. But as the noon sun is roasting you, or rather steaming you, you do realize that you're arriving at a long bridge, still being followed by this ripple in the water. It stays a good 600 feet away from you, where the water is deeper, but it's just following you. Every once in a while you see 2 eyes peering very close to the surface, looking at the front. Sometimes it's looking in the middle of the group. Sometimes spying on the back end of this group.
All I can imagine is the alligator from Peter Pan.
Like, what's with that weird ticking?
What's with the ticking, guys? I don't know what I'm hearing.
But as you're arriving near the bridge, you sort of get this little feeling of, well, whatever it is, it would have to be pretty large to be able to attack on top of the bridge. As the bridge, even though it is mostly submerged, you do see the top of it, and it's a good 2 or 3 feet above the marsh. So you actually really do get a place where it's going to be drier. A lot of the soldiers seem to be happy that you're arriving at this point. Looking at this, realizing that they're going to be able to walk even for a quarter of an hour in something that's dry. Not something that just keeps pouring water down their boots whenever they walk in a place that they didn't realize was this deep. Just the end of the sucking sound whenever they pull their boots out of whatever water hole there was, or when they walk on a rock, is going to be of some comfort. You realize that some of the soldiers are also considering using the bridge as a place
I
to
don't know what it was.
rest for a little bit.
What the hell? It was probably one of the cats.
Ew.
No. I didn't do it.
Toby, cats don't live in a swamp.
No,
Oh, yeah.
they're
Yeah,
frogs.
if I didn't say so earlier, I explicitly sent Familiar away because they were not going to be useful in this scenario.
Some of the soldiers seem to be expecting to make a stop at this bridge. You're not making excellent time, but you're not making bad time either. You think you're maybe just 3/4 of an hour late to the schedule that you've placed on yourself. It wouldn't be a bad time. It would certainly give you a place to start a fire. What wood you'd take is another story. But
How long are we supposed to be in the swamp for? 1 day?
an entire day.
Entire day. I don't really want to stop. I mean, they don't need a rest. They can eat as they move.
What if they
I'll
get
be
swamp
honest.
foot?
They can deal.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with this creature following us, I really don't
I
want
have
to
more
stop.
questions for you.
It would be. I feel like if we do fight it, it would be a lot easier on the bridge than in the swamp.
Very
True.
basic Marvel. Just have things.
Maybe we should try to talk to it.
That's all you, George. I don't talk with things.
Well, I don't have speak with animals prepared, but I will. Can I see it? I'll look around for it.
Make a perception roll.
Yeah, fine.
That was close to a nat 20, a 15. That was an 8 that I rolled.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
On the
Sounds
die, it was
close
close
to-
to a nat 20. It rolled off of the 20 onto the 8.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
that's not that close.
Oh, and you know what?
in fact, the 8 is on the wrong side of the 1 to 20 spectrum in terms of close.
My character is powerful.
So, alright. So, you try and see it, and as you can imagine,
They're a bit biased.
after a few minutes, you abandon your search as you just can't see it. But there's also this moment of frustration as whenever you are looking for it, you hear someone else go, I see something moving, and then you turn around and there's nothing there. And then someone else says it and you turn around. And then you hear Kalina go, I think it's over there. Look, look.
1 second.
And everyone looks and
Well,
there's a ghost.
I think they're just seeing things. 15's not that
I
low.
thought Frank was an anchor. I don't know why.
In that case, I will not try and talk to it. And yep, that was my whole idea.
Well, it just means that you don't see it, so you won't be able to have visual confirmation. But speak with animal is speak with animal.
Yeah, and with my features, assuming it is a beast, I can talk to it.
The limitation
can
of
understand.
your situation, because your perception roll was not high enough, is that you can't get confirmation of is it hearing me.
Oh,
Because you
God,
don't
it
see
wasn't
it.
poisonous.
I will call out to it
Bless
in
its soul.
whatever beast language. Is it just my normal druidic language that I speak? Yeah. I will call out to it in the druidic tongue. We mean you no harm. We just wish to pass through your swamp to safety.
You hear from your
Hopefully
you hear coming from your pocket. That's okay.
That's where I found out too that Nemesis is level 3.
I'll put that bullfrog on my head as mosquito protection.
Genius.
A few minutes later, you see
Well
12
played.
guards starting to grab frogs and toads and just walking with them in their hands.
Dude, if you get hit with Nemesis...
Actually, you know what? Let's put the frogs down. I don't want him to
Wolf
think that we're
Ninja,
like kidnapping
so that
his brothers.
is that they get
I'll put the
like,
frog down.
immunity, invincibility.
Um,
I think you're overthinking this.
Probably.
Nemesis is so
Well,
he has 14 frames.
it's a bit of a funny moment, but
So
you
he
do
fell
get an
out,
answer
like,
from a frog
he's getting
who
hit,
just
he can't
says, "Go
like, reach the
ahead."
bar.
Could ask the frog about a creature, George.
Oh, I can't understand it, but I will try that. I'll go to the frog that I have that is now canon
Just started getting,
and ask it, do you know
Squid
of a
Games.
large creature that dwells in the swamp?
oh no, it's what games.
It's okay. So you're using speak with animal or your class ability to
Just my class
your
ability.
class ability. Well, you interpret what it's saying as the signs that it's giving you as this is a place where small animals don't really need to be careful, but larger ones do.
Doesn't need to be worried if it's not big enough of a snack.
Essentially.
Okay.
Why would you?
Well, I guess there's a pretty big army of creatures coming through here pretty soon, so they'd get a lot more snacks out of that. I don't know what you can do with that information, little frog, but
It's the
pass it on.
It's the concept of an army that's eluding the frog.
oh yes.
No,
Well,
I
swarm
did this
is.
by bringing Marvel vs. Capcom 3 to our game night and
Yeah.
making people play.
Well, thanks for eating mosquitoes.
Thanks for eating mosquitoes.
Oh, I'll pull out my big, or my little blob in a jar and see if it starts moving.
I was wondering
I
if
know
one
how
day you
my
would
free
actually
characters
take it
work to
out
some extent.
in a dangerous moment.
Yeah, but never actually remembered to.
You put the frog. Did you put the frog down, or did you try to take it with you home?
I'll put the frog down.
You put the frog down.
I'll give it a little kiss on its head.
You know that some frogs are poisonous, Druid.
Oh yes, I will not give
Those are
him.
my
I'll
boys.
not. Yeah, I won't kiss him. I won't roll a nature check.
For anyone watching, do not kiss or lick a frog. There are
want him to be
actually
friends.
people
I
ending
realize
up
that
in the
for Bunty
hospital
might be
for
the
this.
worst team I've ever met.
But it was looking at me all sexy like.
Bunty is fucking a review
You know, I
point.
think Jorg's just looking to get high. He's had enough of this shit. He just needs to check out for a few minutes.
He's not seeing any of the right plants, so he's licking frogs instead.
It's got to be psychoactive, right?
No, it's Phoenix.
So you take out the
It's a
blob and you look at it,
Fist mid, Phoenix right angle.
and it's dancing pretty frenetically. It's like shaking a jello inside a very small ball.
Uh-oh.
And not just shaking a jello. Shaking a jello!
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Guys.
Yes.
We're in danger.
Yes, this is why I don't want to stop.
But maybe we should stop.
Okay.
Okay, you're the tactician. I'll follow you, what you say.
I don't
Well,
think
what if there's...
But this is like a good little battle map.
But it can literally wait for us to just leave. There's no reason it won't pick this worst situation for it to attack us.
That's true. Unless it's unintelligent, then it won't care.
I'd rather just
They'll
keep
just see us
moving.
not moving and think. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, let's.
Is this bridge thing? Is it over like a deeper section of the swamp, or
Yes.
is it just like a walkway in the swamp?
No, it's over a deeper section of the swamp. It usually is meant to cross the river that has overflown out and created this marsh. So usually it's meant for people to cross it so that they can get to the other side of the valley. In dry season, there's a river here, and the bridge goes over the river.
Also, I think it would be better to fight the thing in the regular swamp, because if it grabs somebody off the bridge here,
Oh,
it's going to be a lot worse.
Yeah.
that's a good point.
Alright, I'm gonna turn to the soldiers and be like, we're not stopping. Grab some snacks if you want to. Keep eating your jerky. Keep your swords at the ready. We're gonna keep moving.
Okay.
Wait. That's
I just want to imagine like some soldiers are like deciding to hold their sword versus holding their jerky.
Well, problem
They
is,
can hold both.
you need a sword, jerky, and then the frog for the mosquitoes. You only
Oh,
got two
God.
hands.
Oh no, which do they choose?
They tie the frog on their head so they can have the jerky in one hand and the sword on the other. Or they tie the jerky to their spear so they can just hit it. Oh, they're fine.
Yeah.
Alright, well,
if he absolutely
everyone
wants
looks
to play
at you
next.
with
Where's that going? Is that point or anything?
nervousness. The situation is a bit uneasy, as
Yes.
they were hoping to rest a
Like
bit.
Dennis
You've been
said,
walking
rest.
for a little over 4 hours in the marsh, but
Is there actually?
make a persuasion.
I told them today was gonna be a hard day.
Make a persuasion roll. You've been rolling pretty well so far, so
That
it's,
seems sounds
so the
hard.
DC is not very high.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds hard.
I assume a 19 is good enough.
That seems not sound good.
It's close, but so even though most of them just don't seem to want to do this, you see them just start packing again and
Is
retaking their
Nemesis
spear,
point.
and you see Kalina
Frank
just
oh,
drying
okay.
off the lower part of her robe, just squeezing it really hard. All right, well, let's keep going.
What's wrong with that team now? I know one thing.
She just
Alright.
take a moment to just look over the bridge, and
How bad is that?
then
How bad
something
is that
snatches
team?
up. No.
Honestly, at this point, she deserved. No. Alright,
Guys,
Good
I'll
riddance.
just be
Keep
standing
moving.
there like,
So you keep on going for... The bridge is not all that long. Well, it's long for a bridge, but it's not... you don't spend half a day walking on a bridge. Good 15 minutes. Some of the soldiers seems to be purposefully walking slightly slower. You're not sure if it's in anticipation of going back into the
Not good.
less
You're
inviting
outside.
part of this
Oh,
environment,
yeah.
or just because
That's not
they
good.
want to dry off a little bit. But some of them are
That's
walking
bad.
slightly slower. Some of them are very nervous about the moving
that is
water
fair.
around the bridge. After a good 10 minutes of walk, you start seeing
I think
where the
Dante.
bridge ends, and
I think Dante.
there's
is the
maybe
cheeky
just a
Dante.
few 100 feet of not dry land,
I
but
think Dante.
land that is above the water line in front of the bridge, and it goes back into the marsh.
Also, level 3 Dante.
As you're arriving near the end of the bridge,
like level 3 Dante loops are kind of this.
you hear this rumbling in the water.
I was like fucking around the
And
tail.
then-
Like,
Which one of us? The soldiers?
It's
I obviously
loud
want
enough.
Virgil, level
Everyone
3 expect
hears
Virgil, but
this
If, like, I have to like attack them. Level
Just
3 expect Virgil.
rumbling in the
That'd be nice.
water, and then suddenly
Like it's definitely doable.
it's like something slammed in the bridge. You just feel a slight vibration, and
Alright.
then coming
Time to pick up the pace.
coming from one side of the bridge, you start hearing moving water, and then the
Which
bubble
side?
comes out. The
Side
the
we were
right
on.
side, but from
Or the far side.
well, Judge, I suppose you're walking a bit
Everything.
in the center of the bridge.
Okay, so here's what we were keeping the same position, so I assume Remy was leading the group,
Okay.
then all the soldiers, and then me and Fisher were at the
Okay.
back. So I'm saying our party's very spread out, which is why I'm
Oh
trying to
god!
figure out
Why?
when this is
God.
happening.
The sound
no,
seems
I
to
just
be
got
coming
that.
from maybe 10 or 20 feet after the long column of guards starts.
Why?
So Remy's already crossed.
Well, you're still on
George-
the end of the bridge, but the rumbling, the moving water, that's happening where the beginning of the column of soldier is.
Okay, and I'm
It's a
so
big
I'd be
bridge.
behind this. Yeah, so I'd be behind. Okay, I got it. I figured it out.
Tiger's gonna play this nemesis Frank West for it. It's gonna be something.
The monster's name is Josh. Oh no, one of the
Oh.
soldiers. One of the soldiers is Josh. You just heard
Not
one of the
fucking
soldiers
nemesis
scream,
Frank West for it.
"Why Josh?" as the bridge wraps. He's like, "What?" Just like a slightly heavy set guy.
That's another shell. In March.
To me.
I didn't watch a lot of that, but enough. So it takes a few moments. Everyone is becoming a bit nervous, and a lot of guards are turning around and looking at you, audience. Sort of in
I'm looking at.
what's going on? What are we doing?
You look at them like, keep moving. Don't stop. Stopping's the worst thing you can do right now. Keep moving.
Just keep swimming.
Get to the other side of the bridge. Keep moving.
So everyone starts picking up the pace a little bit. And just as you're arriving toward the end of the bridge, and Remy, you are maybe 50 feet away from the end of the bridge, when
No one's
suddenly
ever-
something breaks the water and you see this long neck. I'd say 10 or 20 feet behind audience and Fisher. Rise up from
Bro, why did I just
from
get
the side
added?
of the bridge.
Fringe emoji.
That's right. You're reaching near the end of the bridge.
What's
The
that?
ground is getting a whole lot closer to where you are.
I'm just
So maybe
resting.
something is standing on that ground, and as you see this large head emerging, and a bit of a green, golden, yellow color, you see another one going up, and another one. And after looking at you for a moment, you see 3 other going up. You're staring down at a very, very large Hydra. Looking at all
Get
of
up on
this
the Hydra's
very
back.
interesting buffet.
And audience is gonna do his classic nature check to see how much he knows about Hydras.
Are Hydra's beasts?
They're
No, we don't gotta fight every
monstrosity.
fight, guys, right? Right?
Oh.
Yeah.
I think so.
Jorg will do a nature check too, and still roll bad.
Audience knows very little about Hydras.
Audience.
There were
Jorg
not
knows
Hydras where he lived.
2 more
8.
facts than audience does about Hydras.
So,
Audience
Because
knows
it's
that Hydras were the lesser version of dragons, and so we didn't care about them. No.
Oh,
They're just a weird dragon with more
Yeah.
heads than no wings.
They're just as sneaky. They're just lame.
It's
Right.
lame.
'Cause it's
well,
a monstrosity.
everything
Can I
you
do an
know
Arcana check?
fits with what you see. Hydras are huge creature. They have multiple head. They live in swamp and marsh mostly. You do know there's something special about them, but someone said dragons and you stopped paying attention when someone was talking about the Hydra.
Yeah.
Can I do an Arcana check about it? Because it's a monstrosity.
An Arcana check. Okay. It's a different roll. I allow it.
Can I do a stealth check on it to see how stealthy it is?
Can I just hide?
Not any better. That is a 9 total.
I don't know about Hydras.
Saving all the good rolls for the fight.
That's right.
nice.
So
That's what I've been doing.
So Tobiyashi, if you want to do a reflex stealth toward this creature, I will also ask you to make a Constitution saving throw to see if you leave something behind. Oh crap! See, there's even
Okay,
a.
con. 22. And then a 14. Let's go.
Well,
Guys, it's time for the
the
first
moment that he sees all those heads going up, for some reason you hear Tobiyashi go, "Oh shit!" And then he's not there anymore. The guards, this little army you have, seems to be a little bit impressed by this creature looking at everything in front of it, as if it was its next
And we
meal.
hit a victor.
So it's at the other side of the bridge we were on. The way we're trying to go, right?
Where you're trying to go, it looks like land. Slightly
And that's where-
spongy. But the way that this place seems to be made, it feels like it was just waiting for you to get to a place where it could gain footing and attack you over the bridge.
Okay. Well,
And it's like in the middle of our convoy, right?
Maybe 2/3. 2/3 toward Fisher and audience.
Yo, TK got me an item.
Where
Alright,
most of the
I'm gonna-
meat is.
I'm basically gonna tell the guards. I'm basically gonna shout out to them. Lift your shields. Keep moving. We'll try and keep it off of you. I guess protect Kalina. Basically, I'm gonna tell them to basically try and put their shields over their heads, so it can't just. So at least it has to get through their shields by striking down on them, and then basically just keep moving as quickly as they can across the bridge, and then I guess to our party, besides Toby, who's now gone, we'll try and keep it off of you as best as we can.
Well, he disappeared, but there is a pool of water where he was.
And I guess because I prepared
It's some weird ability the Hydra has.
I guess because I prepared an attack, which I can't actually use because it's not near enough, and the only attack I could use is my breath weapon. I guess I will use my breath weapon on it.
Just
As
throw your
its
sword.
heads rise up.
All
I'm
right.
gonna not throw my sword.
It's like 20 minutes ago.
All right. Well, in that case, we have a perfect moment to take our break. Let's, as our last action before the break, let's roll the initiative.
All
Yeah,
I do a
guys,
double
remember.
backflip.
Obviously, it's got a bunch of heads, so as long as, we keep taking them out,
Yeah.
it won't be able to
We
get
just
us
need to keep
anymore.
chopping them off, right?
Yeah.
And we definitely should not cauterize the wounds after we chop them off. No fire should be involved at all.
You didn't roll high enough. You don't know.
I know.
Yeah,
I
it's,
know.
it's
I know.
standing.
This
It's standing in
was
water.
out of-
You can't
this
use
was
fire.
sand knowledge.
I
This was
rolled
not-
a 21 for initiative.
Ooh. Jorg rolled a 19.
I rolled a 6.
Nice.
Nice. I rolled a 15.
I'm still keeping my rolls, my good rolls for actual combat.
Tobiyashi, I didn't hear.
21.
21. And Remy,
17.
17. Oh, goodness.
Is there like a checking for weakness check?
That's
Yes,
basically
those are
what
all
they
the
did.
checks we just failed.
They're the nature checks we just failed.
Let's see.
We can roll again after we've cut off one of their heads and it grows back, and we go.
Oh, that's
Can
a
I
bad
remember
idea.
Can I remember anything that tells me what I should do about this? Then we get a second round of checks, but we have to fail first now.
It's like I would roll, but I don't actually know if Noremi would know anything about a Hydra.
Mhm.
I was checking to see if there were any hydras near where audience lived. Apparently,
What happens
there
if
were
we
not.
blow this thing up?
Well, it's
That
under
would
the
work.
bridge.
I
so the
mean,
bridge
that would
probably
work.
blow up.
But it would probably blow up the bridge and like half our army with it. So
What if it's underwater? I think it'll be fine.
It's
okay.
All right.
kind of
Well, like I said, initiative has been rolled, and we'll see each other again after the break. It's gonna
Alright.
feel good being on break sooner than 30 minutes before the
See you
episode.
guys in 15 minutes.
See you
Yeah.
in 15 minutes. Bye. Hello, and welcome back. Sorry, we had a little camera problem, but we're back. Like I said, camera problem is a code for we're late, and I don't want to say it. So, let's get into it. As you can see, we have the battle map. Why? Well, this is because I believe the creature is here. And we have audience and Fisher. We got a whole lot of NPCs which are going to be represented by a single NPC because I do not have 45 NPC token to place on a bridge.
Very
He
disappointing.
does, however, have 45 d20s.
Yeah, we will be rolling individually for every guard's movement and decision.
We're gonna be here for a while.
You think you're kidding, but that's how I learned I shouldn't do it. Toby,
In the other campaign I'm in, we started a fight. We're 18th level now, so every fight has a bunch of stuff in it. And we have a fight with a bunch of guards and a bunch of monsters, and we're just sitting there chatting, and the DM's just rolling. Hasn't said anything in like 2 minutes. It's like,
yeah.
3 hours later. and
don't
we're done
interrupt
with
him.
the
He's
initiative.
playing with his toy soldiers.
Every dungeon master who has tried to use a battle map knows exactly that situation. And they know that they should never do it again. And if you are dungeon master and you haven't learned that yet, that's your problem. All right.
It's the end of the session. He's like, "Yeah, we're done with initiative now. We will start the fight next session." And
First round.
I'm my
Second round next session. Alright, well, let's go with a combat. Alright, so I'd say Audience said he had an attack prepared, and the Hydra was preparing to attack. Alright, passive perception for... Never mind for Remy, that's... Tobiyashi, what's your passive perception?
I think it is 17.
Okay. Jorg, passive perception?
17 also.
And Fisher, passive perception?
15
15.
with Parenthood.
And Audience has a passive perception of 10! I have your sheet right here. It's the default page on which I am when I opened it. Well, I really don't want to be mean, but because Audience has such a low passive perception, he's the only one that gets surprised by the emerging of this creature.
Oh.
But the message did get across. Raise your shield, get out of here, we're gonna take care of it. So, I guess Tobiyashi is the first one to go.
Let's go.
Technically,
Alright.
right now, because you said you stealthed, you are technically stealthed right now. So you're there on
Let's
the map,
go.
but you're not actually there.
Yeah. So, how many heads are out of the water right now?
6.
And where does it look like they're all coming from in the water?
Roughly at the front and center, a bit on the side of this 3 squares at the front of the monster. So J, 4, 5, and 6.
Alrighty.
The rest of the body is
am-
partially submerged in water.
I am going to... I'm going to kind of stay hidden by where the people are and ready in attack for right when the monster is going to attack one of the guards.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. So, well, I don't want to disappoint anyone, but the problem is that the monster has an initiative of 20.
Ooh.
So, thing is, as I've told my player during the break, my Hydra is closer to the mythological Hydra than the one in the player's handbook. So, as it is watching everyone, I would like for Remy, Jorg, and Tobiyashi to make a Constitution saving throw.
Bro.
It's okay. Audience is basically Hercules.
God damn it. I got a 7.
Alright, so since I'm hidden, right?
It's a breath weapon. It's just a cone that...
Alright, so I fail mine, but I stand in front of the guards so they don't get hit. But yeah, I rolled a 2.
Okay.
Oof.
Back at it
There we go.
again with the bad roll.
Okay. Remy?
I rolled a 17.
Okay. Jorg?
7.
7. Alright, so apparently, with the exception of Remy and the guards who have succeeded their saving throw,
Thank God.
Damn shield.
you all take For Remy, it's half that damage. With the exception of Remy, you all take 28 points of poison damage. Remy, you take half of that,
Ow.
and the guards take half of that.
That doesn't happen to count as an element I can absorb, right?
None.
Don't
No.
think it's
Poison? I think.
Is it?
Acid, cold, fire, thunder damage.
No,
Poison is not an element.
acid is, but poison.
Yeah, I was thinking of acid.
Okay, well,
Owie.
here we go. Alright.
I just get a whole big pile of poison in my mouth. I'm just like,
It's a breath weapon. It's a breath weapon. So from your point of view, audience, you sort of see that breath, and it engulfs everyone on that section of the bridge. And in your mind, it sort of goes, "Oh yeah, that's why I started paying attention to them at the beginning of the class. They could breath like dragons. I remember that now. Careful, everyone!" Sorry.
and then you see Tobiash use a breath weapon of.
Yeah. It also does poison damage.
All right. Well, that is its turn for now. It did enough damage, so.
You just see big old veins and purpleness all covering my body. I'm just like.
So a large portion of the guards were injured by that, but thankfully, because they succeeded in their saving throw,
They're not all dead.
none of them are dead, but they're all injured. You got a good 20 injured
Dash.
out of this. All right, which means we keep going down the initiative, and yeah. So audience, it's really justified your 6 because your passive perception is so low. You sort of just shouted it to everyone, and then prepared to attack, and it was already your turn. So that's why you're so far down the line. Which means it's Jorg. After taking this massive poison attack,
Jorg is going to, as a bonus action, summon his unicorn on H5, and then since he can't see Toby, I assume he's gonna heal himself.
I could be stealthy.
Actually,
Even
instead
though
of
I'm
that,
throwing up
oh god,
poison.
I
Nobody
will.
knows you're throwing up. So.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, you're just doing it very quietly.
It's
Conjure
just good
animals.
manners.
so yeah, if you, I have the stencil here. If you place it on H5, it exactly engulfs every single person in the group.
Oh, sweet. Hopefully, can't use another one of those immediately. So yeah, he will heal this turn.
How much do we heal from it?
It's like 6.
You get to your level, right?
Yeah.
It's equal to
You
his
put
grade
down
level.
the unicorn totem first.
Okay, yes,
everyone
it is
will
equal
heal
to my
12.
You did.
Oh, we
You
did.
did.
Okay.
Good looking out, though.
But what?
Don't worry.
You're good. You did.
Oh, yeah.
You're
I'm
good
using
at doing
my
your things.
Unicorn spirit. I haven't even rolled my heal yet. And then healing myself with just a level 1, because I can take another one of those.
Let's get Ginger Snap out there. We need her.
And unicorn spirit, pretty good when you're traveling with an army.
Yeah.
Everyone gets
9,
healed.
and then everyone gets 6, so I get 15.
They do appreciate it, probably. All the 20 who were injured.
Yeah.
They sort of feel like, oh, the poison, it's lifting off. Ah, oh God, let's go. Let's get going. He said we should go. Go, go, go. No, actually, it's they go on the same time as Jorg, so.
Oh.
let's remove them from here. And let's put an NPC token to be your
Spirit guardian.
spirit, yeah. Because for some reason...
Yeah, that was Bailey. Like,
No,
you
that's
are
it,
allowed
that's
to use
cleric.
arrows if you have any, though, once you get out of the way.
You know, just if you want to help.
Oh goodness, that could hurt. All right, so Jorg, is that it? Move also. Do not move.
Jorg will move back to G3.
All right, so you're on a little token there, and it's 5 in front, 5 back. So covers most of the bridge. All right.
Who is in the Who is that? Who's still in the middle of the bridge?
That's my
That's
spirit token.
Tobiyashi's
Oh,
spirit.
okay.
That's why I put it so small. It's just to remember that it's there, because when I place the round stencil, sometimes I can't access things that are under it, even though the stencil is under everything.
But don't worry, she'll be on the bridge pretty soon.
Yeah.
You just see a Hydra head come up. She's on top of it. She's like,
Riding it. All right, so
I'm perfectly safe here. What are you talking about?
"What are you
So
talking
Remy,
about?"
your turn.
You can't bite me if I'm on its head.
Well, my turn has pretty much been decided for me because no. I mean, I guess technically, Jorg is next to the enemy.
So I don't mind. Do you want me to push everything further down the board so you have room to keep going away if you want?
That would be helpful, I think.
Okay.
Oh, Jorg moved to G3, so he's not next to the enemy. Although maybe he should be, because it's a Hydra that can reach across.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
I'm only going based off what I can see presently.
Yeah. Okay.
That head'll get you wherever you are.
Yeah, Jorg is on. Jorg actually did move to I3, since it's already there. Unless you've already changed it. I don't know.
I'm just waiting for the update on the stream.
All right, so I've moved everything. Oops, you're supposed to be like this, I think. I moved everything more to the center of the screen, so you have room to move in any direction if you want to. And you should have the updated version now. All right, so on each side of that bridge, you do have a drop of maybe 3 or between about 5 feet before you hit water.
Oof.
So if you're planning to jump down, you're going to be swimming.
Okay, there was a long delay there. I was actually
Oh, okay.
okay. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna make.
Unless you jump on top of it.
on a particular part of this particular creature with multiple heads. I'll even have a sword in the shape of a key. No.
Oh my gosh.
The original myth of the Hydra also states that it has 2 tails, implying that if you cut off its tail, it grows also another tail. So keep that in mind.
Wait, another 2 tails or just another tail?
If it grows enough, it'll get too big and it won't be able to move.
Yeah.
Or you'll have 2 of them in your hands.
Or its mass will get too great and it'll overheat and die.
Yeah, there.
Well,
The
Okay,
humidity. He said it was really humid.
Uh-huh.
It'll
It's
just
gonna
take.
boil itself.
just so that you
How
are
many-
aware,
how many
one version
rounds?
of the
A couple
Hydra in
hours.
mythology says that it has 50 heads. Just putting it out there. So, Remy.
He's clarifying that you're being nice and it could be worse. Yeah.
So, Remy, what are you doing?
Alright, so I think just to just in case this becomes a factor later in the fight, Raimi is going to throw the good boy.
Okay.
All right, and Jorg is adjacent to it, so at least I'll be able to do something if it hits that isn't worthless. Does a 17 hit?
Yes, it does.
All right, I threw the good boy, so remember to roll with the D4. Okay, that's gonna be.
And I'd say with a 17, you're judging that your dagger is just deep enough to pierce through its thick hide, meaning that it's exactly what you need to hit.
Oh, great! that's
Sorry,
that's
did you
what
say
we needed.
19?
17.
Okay. Still, no.
So 1, 5, 10, 12, 16 piercing.
All right.
Then Raimi is going to whistle for the good boy to come back with his bonus action.
All right. Throw it. The dagger digs inside of one of the neck and comes out, spilling out just a little few drops of blood, which you know is your dagger now has the scent of the Hydra.
I guess the real trick here is
It's got long neck.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking here. This thing probably has more than likely has reach, maybe even longer reach than I'm expecting. So I think Raimi will just stay where he is for right now until he has a bonus action to do something else.
Okay. So that was Remy, and we go to Fisher.
Okay. I am going to move to what is that? Just right in front of it. I-10.
Okay.
The Isaac audience is dying right now.
Could I tell that it spit what it barfed up was poison?
What's your passive perception, you said?
15.
And investigation?
16.
I'd say you're not 100% sure it's either acid or poison. Both can have the same kind of physical reaction.
Those were both the elements I was gonna go for.
Sorry.
Well, I think it's probably gonna end up possibly being a good thing, because it means the one I have left is fire. So I am going to use green flame blade and attempt to catch the extra in my chromatic strike. But I believe for that to happen, I'll actually have to hit first, right? It doesn't
Yes.
do the damage if it doesn't hit.
Exactly.
Okay. In which case, I will not be using Great Weapon Master on this attack.
Sounds like a good idea.
Oh, well, it wouldn't have mattered. That is 18 on the die, so 20 something.
That is enough to hit.
Math. So it take slashing and the green flame blade. So it takes 11 slashing damage and 1 fire damage. And then the
that's
fire.
just teasing the creature.
And then the fire like bounces off it, and I pull my sword back and catch the fire on it and cast Chromatic Strike, and it ignites. Like when you're playing ping pong with yourself when you fold the table up.
Either that or it could be handball.
All right. Right. Well, that's gonna be annoying. All right.
And then, you know what? I might as well. I think I'll just action surge. And hit it 2 more times. Or attempt to hit it 2 more times.
Okay.
Alright, and no. No. I'm gonna wait. I'm good. My turn's over.
All right. So you
Move on.
slash with your weapon, and it hits, and slash pretty deep inside one of its throat, and you see one of the head just turn back, and you see the skin on it just tear, and the entire head just tear itself off and fall. So it has one less head.
I'm like, oh man, this thing's super weak. Hit it with slashing weapons. It just cuts like butter.
All right. Next one is audience.
All right, audience is here. Audience.
If Blondie wasn't earlier,
That breath weapon did a little bit too much to his mouth there.
Audience has
No, you don't-
pink lips now.
No, what happening to audience is the audience does not do spicy food. And this ramen is incredibly spicy.
It's not spicy.
No, I'm on stream. Go away. Go away.
called out.
Well, actually, we know that audience likes spicy food, so...
Yeah, audience loves it. I do not. Okay, audience seeing how effective Fisher's slashing weapon goes, damn, that was effective.
Yeah, get in here.
And we'll run up with his great sword, slash at another head. So he'll be like, this is easy. He'll try and hit it with a 17. Also, I will cast, what's it called? Divine Favor.
Alright, so Divine Favor, 17 is enough to hit.
Okay, he'll hit it for... Oh god. Wow, that was low damage. I rolled double ones. 7 and... Oh, the triple ones. I love the triple ones. 8 damage.
Yeah, I rolled 1, 2, 3, so.
He'll hit it for 8 damage on his first hit.
So for 8 damage, okay.
And then... Divine Energy doesn't burn, right?
No.
No.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Anyway, I will hit him again with a... Nope, I will not hit him again. Audience will miss the second strike.
Alright. So,
Hopefully, a second head will grow before audience next turn, and he'll figure out to stop slashing at this.
alright. Alright. Yeah, I forgot to do one thing. That's alright, it's gonna be on its turn. Alright, so we go back to the top of the initiative, with
Let's go.
Tobiyashi.
Alrighty. I'm gonna sneak right up next to where Jorg is at I-9, and then I am going to attack him with all of my attacks.
would you attack me?
Oh
Yeah, I'm
no!
attacking George.
Top 10 anime betrayals.
He's like, that thing's huge. I'm switching sides.
For the dragon. Oh my gosh. Okay. So yeah, I attack it with my whip.
Go ahead.
That is a 20 to hit.
That is enough to hit.
I'm sad that you didn't ascend to the Hydra's spine.
And that is 10 points of damage. Now I have a question. Is one of the heads
Yes.
low enough for me to jump on?
When you don't know, ask the dice. You are fortunate, yes.
Alright, I want to try to do something. So, what I'm going to do is I am going to jump off the wall and onto the head. And then, as soon as I do that, I am going to do a fury of blows right to its forehead.
Okay.
So keep on. What is it? 2 of them? Yeah, 2 of them. Wait. Am I right? Yes, 2 of them. Okay. Hut. The first one is a 2,
To hit.
and the
that-
second one, yeah, 2 to hit for the first one. And then the second one is an 18 to hit.
That is enough to hit.
I want to sock it right in the eye. And then, that is 5 points of damage.
Okay.
And then after that, so does it take an action for me to wrap my silks around something?
It's the same thing as a grapple. So yes, and you also don't have it right now. So that's also an action to summon it.
Okay. So after that, I want to be safe here. Okay. So I'm going to use my action surge because we're already fighting something. And if I use action surge, can I ready an action?
Technically.
Yeah, technically.
Alright. So I'm going to ready an action for as soon as I see a head trying to attack me on top of this head, I am going to jump on it and let it attack the head that I was on.
Okay. So, so that's everything you want to do?
Yep.
Okay.
That's it.
So there's
Yeah,
going
that's
to be there's going
Maybe one double backflip, but we'll keep that for later.
well, you might you might actually end up doing this because as you start pummeling the head to make sure that it's well injured, you see that perfect moment where its head is stretched in a way that you know that if you hit it there, it's gonna break off the spine at that point. So you hit the head, and you hear the as you hit it, and the head goes limp with you on it. So make your backflip.
Okay. So athletics check.
I'd
What
say
is it?
it's
Acrobatics?
Yeah, it's still your turn, so I'll go with. No, it should really be dexterity saving throw because it's not planned. It's just oh shit, the ground is falling below me. Oh goodness, hello.
And did Monty Python,
Welcome back.
right? Well, they're fighting the big monster.
Everything
Yeah,
froze
we
up.
won, we won. No. Yeah. So that was a 25, but I think we should wait. Are you gonna put stream back on? I'm gonna wait for that.
The stream is off. Hold on.
Yes.
Yeah, it ended.
On my side, it says it's still running. Hold on,
Maybe it might have.
it says connection reestablished. So let's wait.
There we go. Yeah.
Let's wait for.
Okay. Yeah. I just had to refresh it.
Okay, so we're on.
I'm watching an ad,
Yep,
so
Refreshing now.
should be. Yes,
We are
we're
good.
on.
We're on. Audio seems good.
Okay, everything seems good. Says it's direct. Yeah, okay, good. Sorry for that odd moment. That's what happens when apparently it says the OBS had a problem. So That's
All right. So yeah, I rolled a 25 for my deck save.
Okay, so you managed to not fall on your head.
Yes.
So you make
Do I
your
jump on another
backflip.
head or what? No.
Well, that's a bit different, but hey, if that's what you want to try.
Yeah. I jump from neck to neck and then onto another head, and I'm just chilling up there.
All right. So everything else goes the same. Good. So that's one less head again. But then it's his turn, and you're readying an action for when a head tries to hit you.
When a head tries to attack me, it attacks its own head instead.
Okay. All right, good. Everything seems to be. There was a commercial when I refreshed the.
Yeah, same.
All right. All right. So its turn comes back, and the head that you just managed to break its neck, as it tears off and falls, you see the base of the neck seems to split open, and then cuts off in two parts. Each part grows back to its full size, and each one with a head, putting the count of head back to 6. The head that was undone by Fisher, however, does not regrow. Only the head that's been destroyed by Tobiyashi. And
You guys are doing it wrong.
And also, well, oh man, that's kind of mean, but it happens. Jorg, Tobiyashi, Fisher, and audience all make a Constitution saving throw versus poison.
Wait. It's spitting on itself? I'm on
No,
the
it's
right
not
now.
spitting on itself. I was
It's
going to
floating
explain it
out of
as
its neck?
you are making this saving throw.
So it's
When-
con, right?
Yes, when the head severs and the head and the neck grows into two head, there is a spray of bloody mist that just pushes forward and engulf the creature in a 5-foot radius around it, spraying everyone that is right next to it with
Gross.
acid, with poisonous blood.
I got a 19.
19.
Remember,
We're gonna
Sure.
9.
19
Ian.
is enough.
Toby, we get a +2 from Fisher or from audience.
So,
A 12.
audience, you get only 1 point of damage. Tobiyashi, you get 3 points of damage. Jorg, what did you roll?
9.
You get 3 points of poisonous damage. Fisher, what did you roll?
26.
You only get 1 point of poisonous damage.
If I have resistance, does that stay at 1 or does it go to 0?
No, you can't have lower than 1 point of damage. Sorry.
I mean, according to the D&D rules, that's actually not true.
Well, all
There
right.
is no
You get
minimum
0.5 damage rounded up to 1.
Oh, that means a concentration check. Uh-oh. Oh, no, we're good. Okay. 13.
I am not good. I lost my divine shit.
Oh. Alright, well, it happens from time to time. Alright, so that's what happened when its turn comes back. Now it attacks, and it has 6 head, so... And yes, I know people watching the D&D book says that at the end of its turn it grows back the head, but it's not what the myth says. And like I said, it's based on the original myth.
This is the fun one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure the myth didn't go into
When
into
during
six
its
round,
turn, but
6-second combat rounds.
I'm doing it at the beginning of the round because in the original myth, it's as soon as the head is decapitated. So,
but it could take like 6 seconds for it to grow back all the way.
Well, that's the time that it takes for your turn, between your turn and its turn. All right. Well, it's got 4 targets. So, Jorg, it attacks you once with a 15.
That does not hit.
That does not hit, okay. It attacks Tobiyashi with also a 15.
Wait, so do I jump? Is that what happens?
No,
it doesn't hit me.
The thing is that it's not that smart, but it's not stupid enough to bite its own head off. It attacks you from the side. You know, the heads are like this, and you're here, so it goes round, and
All
not
right, I still
round.
dodge. That's a. Is it 15 a hit, right?
Yes,
It does not hit.
it does not hit. So you still manage to dance on another one's head. And this one is just gonna make it hard for you to do anything. It's just gonna start thrashing about. Let's say it's the same thing as a grapple. So let's suppose a normal grapple. So your strength versus its strength.
Okay.
Can you use Dex?
Natural 20.
No, because
a
it's the
24.
one trying to escape.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Natural 20, 24.
There it is.
Let's
those
go.
ones
We got
paying
it
off.
back, baby. Spending money on D&D Beyond. That's how you win.
It's a bit pay to win because I rolled a grand total of 23. So
Let's go.
it was nearly impossible for him to miss, except if you got a natural 20, and you got it. So, all right, so that's another head, which means there are 3 heads left. But it's gonna go well. Audience wasn't very problematic in the last round, so it's gonna try and bite you off, which it does poorly. So Fisher, you get a 19, a 22, and a 24.
Nice shield.
And so you use shield. One jaw misses you while the 2 others hits the shield that you've just summoned. And that will be its round. Meaning we go to... that's 20. We go to Jorg.
Jorg is gonna summon some alligators
Ooh.
using conjure animals.
Those
or
are...
crocodiles. They're large, and there's challenge 1/2, so they get 4 of them.
Oh, goodness, 4. Okay.
Yeah. It's a lot. And just wait, if he falls in the water, there's gonna be a 5th.
Okay.
What?
So, where did you place
Well,
them?
He is.
If Jorg falls in the water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
One will go on like JK 7-8. One will go behind that guy or like further down.
Okay.
Just in an arc around it,
Okay.
starting at like 7-8 JK.
Wait, so will it go on JK8 or are you joking? I can't tell.
Cannot.
It's an alligator. It lives in the swamp. The swamps are its home.
No, you were ignoring the fact that he kept saying JK. For sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was a
Good one.
Just like the rope.
I understood the joke. What do you mean?
Okay, it's fine, Fisher.
And then they get their initiative.
I know that without
My
Terranad, it's
insight
hard
isn't
to...
-1.
I know that
Ooh,
without
they got
Terranad,
it.
it's hard to get those, but...
Yeah, when I set Terranad to insight, he's literally just explaining jokes.
See, when they said that, it meant. All right, so you have all of your alligators. What are their initiative?
3.
They go even after audience.
So yeah, that is.
All right, audience is no longer the last one to go.
Yeah.
They're in their new space. They gotta
Jorg's
play
turn
around a little bit first.
Over. He's not gonna move because he doesn't want to risk an attack.
So that was its round here. Hold on. Oh, yeah, alright. Oh well. It's more fun the way I do it. Alright. Let's go. It's more fun because there can be more ahead at the end. Okay. Anything else, Jorg?
Nope.
Okay. Remy! You can easily see above the crocodile. They're 5 feet lower, biting at its ankle.
Yeah.
Who's going?
I don't know. I said Remy.
Oh, sorry, I actually didn't hear you. I think you cut
Okay.
out for me. Okay. I guess I will ask, like, how long do these heads look?
About 10 feet long. Meaning you're just outside of the reach.
All right. I felt the need to ask because you very easily can make them as long as you want to.
I know.
So, right. So Raimi is going to move himself to one, two. Because like fuck, he's gonna group around this thing. He's gonna move to I2.
Okay.
And then just throw the good boy again, because why the fuck not?
Okay.
If Hydra wants Raimi, it has to go through crocodiles and everybody else.
Or waste an entire breath weapon just to get you, but...
That'd be a really sad use of a breath weapon, not gonna lie. That'll be a soft 20.
That is enough to hit.
Gonna be... Okay, those made up for it. So 1, 5, 6, 11, 17 piercing.
Okay.
And then bonus action calls the good boy back. For those not part of the stream, like the good boy is the bloodhound deck. I'm just
A long time
calling.
ago, Remy received... Well, no, stole the dagger, which would come back. The dagger being called a bloodhound. And so, once he's injured in a creature, he can throw it with... He cannot be imposed disadvantage. And the dagger always finds its target. It comes back on its own, just like a dog.
Have you said, "I've got your scent" after hitting one of the hunter cult dudes with it yet?
No, that has not happened yet. but let it be known that I'm pretty
It
sure
will.
they have actually said that phrase, so I can use it.
Yes.
I was gonna say
It'll be
they
ironic.
really like that one.
Yes, absolutely, they do. All right, so
Yeah, that'll be Raby's turn.
okay. Well, in that case, we go with Fisher.
Okay, I am going to, I think just do the same thing, because I cut off a head, and my head didn't grow back. So what I'm doing is obviously working.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start swinging. Do I have advantage from it being flanked? Or is this bridge
It's hard
stuff
not to call
in the
this
way?
thing like just surrounded.
That's what I was. That's what I was thinking about. So okay, yeah, sure. It's
Sweet. I would now like to make 4 attacks with advantage and Great Weapon Master while I use Action Surge.
Go ahead.
18 hits, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That is... Six. 16 is 22 slashing damage and 3 fire damage on the first one.
First attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it should ignite.
Oops.
That is a 19 to hit.
That is enough.
4. Another 22 slashing damage and 1 fire damage. And then third attack. Let me know if I run out of things to target or something.
Hold on.
I don't know how this thing works. A double 50, so that's 19 again.
That is enough. You still have things to hit.
That is so that's 21 slashing damage and 2 fire damage. And last attack is... Hey, Remy, you said it was a bad thing if I crit, right?
Under normal circumstances.
So that's a nat 20.
That is enough to hit.
I mean, it's not as bad when you're doing it.
Oh wow, those are not great dice rolls. 26 slashing damage and 7 fire damage. And then, because I just crit, I got a 5th attack. Great Weapon Master with my bonus action.
If you hit, you'll be over 100 damage for this turn, by the way. You're at 93 damage right now.
Oh, hell yeah, let's go, boys. This is one I'm gonna miss. Could only do so well with advantage on. 16 misses, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
By
missed.
1?
Yes, by 1.
You know, we
missed
can't
your-
complain
you
too
missed
hard.
You missed your achievement score, David. It was so close.
I missed the
You were going to
Centennial
get
Carrier.
over... Yeah, you missed the Centennial Bear. That's 7 damage.
Damn.
So close.
Well, Alright, well, that round was definitely a horrible one for the creature. Confident in your abilities, you just jump at the creature and start slashing at whatever you can find. You find yourself opening one of its throat, then slashing another head, and then when all of this flurry of blows and fire and everything is done, there are 3 additional heads that have fallen, reducing its count of heads to 3. It is severely injured. There's blood everywhere, and
And currently on fire.
well, but you'll see.
It is also standing in water, so we'll see about that.
Its heads out of fire are out of the water are fire.
For now.
And yeah, that's it. There's blood everywhere. You get the feeling that the fumes from all of those heads is gonna hurt like hell. But apart from that, let's keep on going. You
Yeah, sorry for the
murdered that
shower,
creature.
guys.
You murdered
I don't know
that
what you're talking
creature.
about. Rainy is a very comfortable distance away.
Yeah.
It's injured. It's screaming and not liking what's happening.
Which, by the way, Raimi's getting a great view for for future retellings of this fight. by
Oh
the
no,
way.
absolutely. And there's something very cinematic about this because as it's screaming, you're hearing a chorus of jaw screaming, and then suddenly there's one less voice, and one less voice, and one less voice.
Not the quartet.
We're
Symphony
down
of
to
the Hydra.
we're down to a trio. So
Gary, we need to do tenor. Quick.
all right. So after Fisher, it's audience.
Alright, well, audience
Hearing
is
this
feeling...
thing sing sounds like it's throwing
Audience
up
here is
poison.
let down. He's supposed to be the guy doing all the damage. And Fisher's really stealing his spotlight right now, so... He doesn't
It's
appreciate
okay. I'm
that.
I'm just a combat robot. This is all I'm supposed to do.
So... Not appreciating it. And also still seeing nothing wrong with slashing at these heads. Because Fisher's doing a great job of it.
I'm doing it and it's working.
Yeah. Audience will also continue to attack with a miss.
Yeah, that was the head
No,
I was
I-
on, so you didn't hit
Wait, did
it.
you roll with advantage? Just making
No.
sure.
No, I did not. With not a miss. 21. Thank you, Remy.
Looking at you for you, buddy.
He'll use a level 1 Divine Smite. Or, 15 and 2d8.
Yeah, those crocodiles coming in clutch.
Yeah.
Or,
They haven't even gone
20.
yet. They did almost 100 damage.
he'll hit it for 20 damage. He'll hit the Hydra for 20 damage.
Okay.
You totally have Searing Smite prepared, right? That very good spell that all paladins always have prepared.
Nope. I do not.
You strike it with one of your 2 attacks, and it feels like, oh good, you've probably hit something that was very vulnerable because you slash and immediately it feels like one of the head just popped off.
I'm like, haha! I can do it too. Look at me go.
Yay.
With that doesn't hit, and that no, I will miss my second. I will actually miss my second hit.
No.
The one fight I roll poorly is probably the one good fight for me to roll poorly.
Yeah. Oh no, you're missing.
No.
How horrible.
Oh no. And then audience will actually, crazy enough, back up. He saw all the poison blood, and he knows that that happens, and he still has his movement.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go 5, 10,
It's
There are brains in there somewhere. I don't know.
damage.
20. I'm going G. How far is from me away? G50. We'll go G60, just to be safe.
G16.
That's as far. As
Okay,
I
well,
get.
as it's leaving, it can use each of its head to make an opportunity attack. So it's gonna try and attack you
each.
twice. Yes.
Oh,
You got.
Yes. Technically, it only has 2 though right now.
Yeah,
One
but
popped off.
my turn. Natural
Wait, did I fall in
20.
the water?
Were they both natural 20 or
No,
one
no,
of
no.
them?
One is natural 20. The other one is a 25.
Okay, well, they both hit.
Sorry, that's incorrect. You can't roll above a 5 when targeting audience.
I
That's the
know.
rule.
That's why
You
it's
made
my
the
turn. It's either
This is a
5
bad-
or natural 20s. You know.
This is a bad fight for audience, okay? Let audience be.
That's
Stop
why
it.
he told all the soldiers to run away.
Audience, listen,
You gotta
audience
feel
is
it.
fighting a thing that looks like a dragon, and it's just, he can't bring himself to do what he normally does. He just can't. It looks too much like a dragon. He
Alright.
just can't hit it.
The 2 head that hits you in total does a pretty poor amount of damage. 13
So
points
like
of
50?
13 points of slash piercing damage. Sorry.
Oh, 13. No, that's not bad at all. 7.
No, I rolled a 1 and a 3, so
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's
1 and a 2.
perfectly okay with that.
Ah, what do you mean?
Honestly, that probably wouldn't even be that much less than I would have taken from the poison, so it's pretty equal trade.
All right, which means we have the crocodile.
Crocodiles, they're all gonna do their bite and then they grapple, but I don't know how much that will matter against something like this.
It's huge. Yeah, they can grapple one size larger than them. Yeah.
Okay.
This means it really can't go anywhere. It failed somehow.
All right,
They
I'm
each
gonna
grab
do
a leg and then pull in different directions.
And so 2 legs grow back.
it. Starting from the one next to the bridge and going down and then to the right, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the dice on my screen from left to right are 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wait, isn't the results?
Yeah. So I got. Actually, no. I'm just gonna read it in order on
I'm
here.
pretty
So
sure you can't
14
roll
Did
the
you roll them all with
45.
advantage? Are they that bad?
Oh, did they roll? Do I roll with advantage? Oh, gosh, you're right.
They're surrounding them.
Yeah. All right. So my first one's 14, 4, 11, 16, and then the second 4.
So that's
That's all
a
miss.
14 and a 16, which both miss. Or
Except
no, what's
after they get
addition?
+4, so there's be an 18 and a 20,
20. Yeah.
Okay.
18
and those
a
are the
20.
2 that hit.
18 and 20.
then,
yeah,
yeah, the
18
other-
and 20 does hit.
And then a 10
Alright.
misses and a 13 misses.
Yeah. And then the other one was like all below 10, so they're not gonna hit.
All right.
And then they do 1d10 plus 2 piercing damage.
Nice.
So they do. Ooh, one does 12 and one does 8 damage. And then they grapple. The escape DC is 12, and he's restrained.
Is it an automatic grapple or is it
Piercing
contested?
damage and the target is grappled. Yeah, it just says it's an automatic grapple,
Okay.
Sweet.
but they can't bite another target.
Okay, so they're either holding it grappled or attacking it. All right.
Yeah. Well, they can bite it, but they can't bite someone else.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we go down to Tobiyashi.
Let's
Oh,
go.
yeah,
Am I still on
um,
ahead, or did they get destroyed?
No. That's what I was just about to say. Apparently, when no, sorry, it makes no sense in this one that a head would be destroyed because it removes one of the grapple. So makes no sense whatsoever that it would hit a head. So you still have 2 targets.
Alrighty. So am I on one of them, or did I fall off because heads fell off?
With Mr. Slashy doing all of the things. No, you've been ejected. So make your dexterity saving throw to make sure that you didn't fall on your ass.
Fall into the water or something, you know.
Sorry, I cut the floor out from under you.
Yeah, that's gonna be
I
a
was
15.
busy doing my own thing.
15 would be enough. You did fall on your feet.
Alright. I land, and now that I'm next to everybody again,
Yes.
I am going to attack.
Go ahead.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, that is a 19 to hit.
That is enough to hit.
That is 7 points of damage. And then I'll use a key point to do flurry of blows again. Oh wait, no, am I not close enough? Is the head close enough to me? Do I gotta jump at it again?
With 2 heads left, it's far more difficult for you to do this. When there's a whole lot of head going about, yeah.
Now see, what if I jump into the water and do it?
Well, it's really up to you. I'd say with how many heads are there right now, and it would be an action to try and jump on it.
Okay. So what if I just jump into the water? Would that be an action?
That would that would just be movement. The bridge is not high enough to.
All right. I look over to everyone and I'm like, bye. And then I get to jump into
I mean,
the
looking
water.
at the map, I don't think you have space for it.
What, to jump into the water?
Oh, there's.
I mean, if I'm
He's gonna
looking at
ride
the
an
map, where
alligator.
can
Don't
you
worry
go?
about it.
I have to what?
But alligators
Gotta be a
are friendly to
Swamp cowboy.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
he
I
can
think
he
I'll
can
be
always
fine.
just jump in the water, but technically you are sharing a space with the creature.
Well, if I'm trying to jump on top of it and attack it, you know. But what? Would that count? Does that work?
What if you jump on its back?
Yeah. What if I do that? What if I
Instead of
jump
on a
its
head.
back? Well, no, I'm not trying to jump on its head. I'm trying to jump on top of it, like the part that's in the water.
I'd say,
You know?
with the way that everything is right now, it's actually an action if you just want to jump on a head or on a back, or you have to put
Okay.
your mind into it. That's what I mean. When-
Oh, you know what? I guess minor correction. I guess technically you can occupy the Hydra space. You just have to leave by the time your turn ends.
So I gotta swim away. Shit. All right, whatever. I'll occupy the space. I'm jumping in. I'm gonna attack it
He's
with
sending
fury of
it.
blows. I'm full sending it. It's happening.
All right, you're in the water.
But
Please
The
tell me
first
this
one-
doesn't count as underwater combat.
the first one is a natural 1.
Well, that doesn't hit.
And then the second one is a 7. Let's go. Full sending it to my doom. Oh wait, do I have advantage? Was that a thing that we stated?
Yes.
Do
We
you?
all had
'Cause
advantage.
the situation changed, so I actually don't know.
Well, now it's not only surrounded; it's completely grappled by 4 creatures.
All right.
Two.
Let's re-roll those. Okay. The first one's an 18,
That is enough to hit.
and the second one is a 12.
That is
doesn't
not
hit.
enough to hit.
All right, and then I hit it with bludgeoning damage. That is max damage, so that's 7 points of damage with my fist. Hopefully my gloves wake up soon or something, and I swim away to the right. J12, and that's the end of my turn.
All right. Well, we're going to take into consideration that you are swimming in marsh water. All right. So
He's infected. We gotta kill him.
Oh god dang it.
all of those attack actually managed to injure and break another head off, meaning that there was 1 head when you finished your turn.
Let's go.
Yay.
However, Fisher killed a lot of them, but Audience destroyed 1, Tobiashi destroyed 1, and those actually do regrow. So
what happened
we
if
go
destroy
back
all
to
the heads?
5 heads.
Oh,
And it goes back a 2.
Wait.
It had 1 head left. You destroyed
I thought it was on
2,
fire.
and Tobiyashi destroyed. You destroyed 1.
No, I didn't destroy 2. I destroyed
No,
only
sorry.
1.
I meant you destroyed 1 and 2 came back because of what you did.
Yes. Yeah,
So you
okay,
destroyed
yeah,
1.
okay.
Tobiyashi destroyed 1. So that means in grand total it lost 2 heads,
4
but it
came
goes
back.
back.
4 came back. Yes.
4
No,
heads.
that makes sense.
So now it has 5 heads.
The fact that it's ignited doesn't slow down the heads. It's just the fire damage I did to the specific heads.
Yes, I'm taking into consideration that you're cauterizing the head when
Mhm.
you're doing this. And that's actually how they kill it in the original myth. One slashes the head off, and the other one cauterizes the wound. So good job, you're actually following the original myth. Good.
I don't remember there were 2 people that fought it in the myth.
Well,
Who's the other person?
the first I believe the first attempt failed, and then he went to get help, and the other one was actually taking care of cauterizing the wound. I believe that's what the story goes. So,
In another myth, Hercules also straight up just strangled all the heads, which
Nice.
isn't that the
works,
lion?
but that's...
Maybe he did
I
it
don't
against the
remember.
lion. It's like, hey, this worked. Let's try it again.
And he might have. I don't know.
They're myths from thousands of years ago. Yes, in some iteration.
Yeah, probably. All right. So, oh yeah, that's right. The plume of.
No, it's okay. You can forget about it.
No, that's all right. I don't mind making mistakes as long as I can fix them. So, Jorg, Fisher, Tobiyashi, and the 4 crocodile all make Constitution saving throw.
On the 4 crocs.
Let's
Jordan
go.
got a 14.
I got a 9.
What was that first one, Toby?
Crocodile.
What?
Con +1.
You rolled
Per-
2.
I rolled 2.
Oh no, that's
No.
7 plus 2. Sorry.
Yeah.
The first roll was Jorg. I thought that was yours.
Okay, so they got 5, 10, 5, 18.
Okay, the last one succeeded. Everyone else failed, and so you.
21.
Sorry.
I got 21.
21. Well, you actually succeed. So for 1 crocodile and Fisher, the damage will be halved, and it is 6 points of poison damage.
Have it again to 3 because I'm a robot.
Wait, for us it was 6? Like the people who failed?
Yes. It is a burst of poison that just surrounds everything in the immediate surrounding. All right. Oh yeah, that's right.
Concentration check.
Every time
Let
it
the fire go out.
loses a
Balls.
head. What?
Fire goes out.
Oh. Oh, that's
Have
a
you used
shame.
your coin yet today?
What?
I have not. Thank you. The fire almost still goes out, but does not go out.
Oh, okay.
That's a 13 instead of a.
All
would've
right.
been
So
an 8.
Which doesn't mean the Hydra rolls for fire damage. Or you roll.
is it on its turn or your turn?
It's at the start of its turn.
Its turn. So roll for damage.
6. 1.
Good lord. It
Got him.
takes
It's scorched.
Yeah.
1
that little-
point of fire damage. Okay.
Somebody blow on it. You gotta feed the fire a little.
Oh, yeah.
It's just smoldering.
All right. Now it's feeling a little bit pissed off because of all of this. All right. Well, oh, dear goodness. Well, it can. No, actually, Fisher is the one that it feels like is the most dangerous one. So,
Drown me, drown me.
so Fisher, as you look at it, confident, You see it open its mouth. You prepare to receive this attack, and then you go, "Oh shit!" Constitution saving throw. It's breathing at you. It regained its breath weapon and using
Is this poison?
Yes, it is poison.
Sweet. You said a con save?
Yes.
That's gonna be a 25.
Well, that's a good thing. Because it also engulfs Jorg, judging from the angle, and one of the crocodile.
And one of the crocodile.
Yeah, the one that's the closest to the bridge.
Jorg gets a 15, and it gets a 6.
So the crocodile failed its saving throw, but Jorg managed its saving throw.
Ooh.
So that's... Alright, so Fisher and Jorg, you have that damage in half, and that is a good thing, because you would all get 41 points of poison
Holy
damage.
shit. That gator dead.
The gator just
have
gets
this.
melted.
20
Yes, it goes down to 20.
on a save, and if I have resistance, that goes to 10.
So am I taking damage? Let's go.
I'm a robot and I'm okay. I don't sleep.
I'm a robot
I
and
guess I
I'm
still work
okay,
all
and
day.
then you look at Jorg, who is nearly all the way melted through.
Oh, right. I'm part of a group.
So Jorg is looking exceedingly bad, but
So I don't get
Fisher's
hit, right?
fine. Well, that is its turn. It can only use its breath attack or all of its bite attack. So it's Jorg.
Jorg is going to heal himself.
As you're coughing and hacking because of that poisonous.
Yeah, the poison's just like in his blood, and he's not into it, so he's gonna use a level 3 cure wounds. Cause he's hurting. He gets 19 and everyone else gets an additional 6, so he gets 25 total.
Okay.
That guy's back up to full health. And yeah, Jorg's gonna back away. No, he's not, because he doesn't want the fucking thing to hit him, so he's gonna stay there.
I'm sorry, do you,
He's okay
do
with
you
the-
want 5 Hydra
Yeah.
attacks?
He's okay with 3 damage a turn of poison damage. 5 Hydra heads is a lot worse.
He felt
so-
bad that they didn't get their bite attacks this turn, so he was going to give them to him anyway.
He just wants to make sure Tobiyashi doesn't get hit.
I would die.
Yeah.
What wait, did we gain 6 by the way back from that?
Yes.
He's going to actually walk over to where Toby is.
Okay.
Walk
Water.
over to the bridge above where Toby is in the water.
Yeah. Assuming he doesn't have to break
No,
engagement.
you never leave the range of the Hydra by doing this.
Oh, right. And then is Toby? Are you trying to get out of the water?
I'm swimming. You see me backstroking. I'm
He's chilling.
just
Okay.
in the water, you know.
Oh yeah, one of the alligators dead.
Yep, the one closest to the bridge got effed off.
It's a new thing you saw on TikTok. It's a swamp bath.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, just for Remy, the token that is in the pile that says NPCs is actually on the field. And Remy is the only one who sees it.
The little token in the middle.
The
Are we talking
NPC that is at the same height as Remy, that is approximately 5 square away from him. It's actually an NPC token that's there. Apparently, Kalina knows how to count 60 feet.
Oh, off the one that's in the
discard
side
pile.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you were talking about I thought that was the totem. But no, of course.
The totem was Kalina the whole time.
All right. So that's
All right.
Jorg. Anything
That is
else?
Jordan. Nope.
All right.
I mean, if it was her doing that, I'd feel fine about her sticking around. But
Remy.
Yeah, my apologies. I was just counting to make sure that I was not receiving the hit points from that.
No, the cone is actually. You saw it from very close, but you didn't get hit.
No, I wasn't talking about the cone. I was talking about the spirit, the unicorn spirit.
Okay.
I was just a little bit out of its reach.
Okay.
But let's see.
Raimi was the one friend on the sidewalk that doesn't get hit by the big splash of the puddle when the car goes by.
I mean, Raimi, just further validated by the fact that he's all the way over here, just throws the good boy again.
All right.
Oh, there you are.
It's good to be confident in your own decisions.
Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be 22 to hit.
That is enough.
Well, nothing but ones on these on the D4, but
Oh man.
thank God the other dice are making up for it.
Now you know
1,
how I feel.
5, 8, 12, 16 piercing.
Okay.
Then bonus action to call the good boy back, and that'll be Raimi's turn.
I don't want to get anywhere near that thing. All right. Well, that's Remy. Meaning we go to Fisher. Ah, you mean you're not gonna let audience do something?
He can do whatever he wants, but it looks like he's running away like a little bitch. So I think I'm just.
Audience is assessing. I am assessing the battlefield.
Tactically using your robot to fight your battles for you.
Exactly. I can get used to this.
Is it still flanked / restrained?
Yes, it is still grappled by 3 of the alligators.
Let's go Great Weapon Master. Uh-oh. It's gonna be a 12 to hit
Well, that's not enough.
on the first one. Advantage doesn't matter when neither of them are above the 10. Oof. That is awkward. This is 15.
That is not enough. Good lord.
And then I am going to...
Filled with the confidence of the previous round of murdering this beast, you strike once, and you hear someone go, ooh. You strike twice, you hear someone say, oh. Do you strike again?
I cannot.
Oh no, I thought you still had it
anything.
in the action surge, sorry.
Nope, that was how I did the almost 100 damage.
Okay.
I will, with my bonus action, use Second Wind and take a breather, because apparently I was pretty tired after last turn, because I didn't do anything this turn.
I know you're a robot, Fisher, but someone needs to teach you about refraction period after you blow your load. You need to work on it.
Alright, 'Alright, someone roll credits.
1
Someone roll credits.
We're nearly there.
Well,
I was
good night,
designed
everybody.
that function. That one costs extra. That's one of those optional additions you can get on your car when you're buying a new car.
That feature comes with a different package.
Yeah.
Like, my cousin was a pleasure bot,
That
Alright.
was a good. Okay.
All right.
Back to full health.
Now we go to audience. Come on. Show what you're made of.
Audience, before he shows what he's made of, is actually going to make a roll to try and figure out why. Because for the first time he saw something different. He saw Fisher strike heads, and the heads not come back. And then him and Toby strike heads, and those heads specifically come back, and he is confused, so he's going to make a roll for that.
Okay.
Which I don't know what that would be.
Well, that would be investigation. It's puzzles.
We believe in you.
Well, let's go. That's a 17. An 18 on the die.
Yeah. You see this druid appearing in your mind and just going with the produce flame. You have an idea. Oh, fire. I remember now.
Alright. And then audience is gonna go, guys, when we strike the heads, we need to burn it like Fisher did. That's why the heads keep coming back. And then, because I can't do too much else, I will use my breath weapon. I think 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, alright. I'm just in range. I can hit its side
Lightning
round.
is a type of fire.
Well, lightning just also won't cut off its head, so it won't matter. But I basically am going to use my turn to shout that and then hit it with lightning.
Go ahead.
Alright, that's gonna be a... Where's my lightning? Come back. Find my lightning. Breath weapon, here we go. That's gonna be Dex DC 13.
Rolled an 11.
Alright.
Got him.
I'm gonna roll my 3d6 then. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, that's 12 lightning damage. Pretty solid again.
Yeah, and you're proud of yourself. I just thought about it. I'm a bit far. You see the lightning bolts hurled toward the creature, slam into one head, and the head pops. God damn it.
I'm gonna shout out to someone. If anyone is fire, you need to burn that or it's gonna turn into 2.
They're like balloons.
Yeah.
Alright. Which means now we go to the crocodile.
They can do fire damage,
The
right?
crocodile. Oh yeah.
To be fair, they're also not attacking the heads. They're actually attacking
Yeah,
the
That's
bodies.
that's
They're
why I
doing
keep
it.
saying that
Down
it makes
low.
no sense that they would destroy a head. So I'm not counting that for when the head destroys. But I am counting it for
Gets
when
bit in the leg
Tobiyashi.
and the head just falls off.
But I'm counting it for Tobiyashi. So they could actually do enough damage for Tobiyashi to be able to destroy a head. Keep that in mind.
Oh yeah, that's because Tobiyashi keeps explicitly attacking the heads.
Okay. With
Well,
advantage,
at least you guys all
I
now
get-
know what's going on.
Ooh, with advantage, I get 17, 20, and 21.
They all hit.
Cool. Then I get 3d10 plus 6, basically. D10. For a total of 23 damage, and all 3 of them are now grappling and doing their death roll, whatever.
Death roll.
That's what the one that was still alive and grappling was doing its like rolly thing. That's all where his damage came from.
So you say that's 23 total damage?
Yeah. Doing piercing damage.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, it feels like they're not just hitting their legs. At one point, you see all of that blood starting to pull out. It feels like one of them probably grabbed the whole of his intestine, and now it's rolling around and wrapping itself around it.
oh god.
Like
It's like that
a
scene in-
fork in spaghetti.
Oh yeah. Anyone else see that god.
No,
Turbo
don't say it. Yes, I have seen it. Don't say it.
Alright. You're the one that brought it up.
Alright, so, anything else from the crocodile?
Nope. They can hold their breath for 15 minutes.
The Hydra can hold its breath for 1 hour.
Fine.
So, we go down.
They can all go in the water, have a holding breath contest, and we'll just get out of here.
So, we go down to Tobiyashi.
Okay, since I'm down here, I guess I'll start attacking the body since I don't have any fire damage to use.
Well, actually, 2 of the heads are concentrating on you, so you're gonna hit a head.
It's blocking with its face, as they say in boxing.
Toby, remember what I just said.
I don't have fire.
just
What am I
said.
supposed to do?
Don't hit it. Hit the body.
Oh yeah, the faces are in front of me. I think I'm gonna use my action to get out of the freaking way. So I'm going to, So this bridge, do I have like? Can I touch the? Can I climb up the side of it? Is that possible?
No.
Or am I too far underneath it?
No, now you wouldn't be able to jump high enough out of the water to grab the side of it and start climbing.
All right, how high is the ledge of the bridge?
You have approximately 5 feet above the water level, so you have maybe 2.5 feet with your hands. You'd need to be able to jump pretty high.
You
All
grab
right.
it with your silk.
Yeah, I'm gonna extend my silk and then I'm gonna grab onto the ledge and climb up with it. What do I have to do
About
for
me.
that?
I'd say athletic.
Athletics check. Let's go. Let's not go. That is 7. It can't be that hard. Come on.
Well, I'll just say you managed to pull yourself up a little bit. It's just hindered by the fact that you are exhausted, injured, and you find yourself at this odd place while you're climbing and say, "Oh, I'm almost there." Right in front of one of the heads. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
So that's probably something like that. It's not that hard. You've climbed rope before, but your roll just says you're having trouble doing it in a single round.
It's all wet.
It's all wet. Yeah. Now, question mark. If I use another key point to use Step of the Wind, can I just like walk up the side of it, or does that not work?
I think you do not have the required level to use that feature yet, because it's a feature that happens. Good lord, did it stop again?
With later monk abilities is you can just
I think that's
walk.
the level 9 one.
Is it?
See,
Hold
I
on.
You're just gonna walk up a wall or across water.
No,
What the? Okay, all right.
no, I think OBS is having problem.
I thought
All right.
the animator had a heart attack.
Give
So yeah.
give
I use
OBS a
key
few seconds. It
Hey.
resumed. It's the problem is Skype. It keeps dropping me. I don't know why.
Mine updated it when I opened it.
Well, mine didn't.
mine's new.
I checked. There were no updates.
Huh.
Oh,
Are you sure the Hydra didn't just forfeit?
Well, it has so little hit points left. It's gonna be over. It's over next round. The question is, who's gonna get the last hit?
It's gonna be the Gators.
Probably. Honestly, that would kind of make sense. We're all up here hitting its heads. The Gator's the one like inside its intestines right now.
All right.
That makes sense. That would kill it.
Are we back?
Looks like it.
Yeah. Looks like it on the stream.
Sound is working too.
Okay. Wow. Sorry again. We're just having problem with Skype. All right. So to finish this fight once and for all. Apparently, internet is tired of the fight. So we were at Tobiyashi. You were saying you had just started to say something when
The first thing I said was, could I the key point to kick off the wall and just like swing up, but I think I'm just gonna take the dodge action, and yeah,
Okay.
that's it. It's in my turn while I'm hanging there,
All
just
right.
hanging out, you know.
All right. So Hydra rolls to see if it regains its breath.
Oh, by the way, audience, it was actually, in fact, the labor of Hercules or Heracles, where they did the slash and burn.
Okay. Good to know. The strangling was the Nemean lion then.
Yes. Yes, I'm pretty sure. All right. All right. Well. Oh yeah, that's right. Two heads popped out, so it regains. No, one head popped off, so it regains one head, two heads. Saving throw for 3 crocodile, Fisher, Jorg, and Tobiyashi.
Sure.
So con save,
Say
yeah.
that the
Constitution
Poison
save against poison.
Jorg got a net 1. First net 1 of
Toby
the
got a
night.
6. Let's go.
Oh goodness.
21.
And Croc's got 20,
42.
7, and 18.
All right. Well, the success is 15. So if you got above 15, you get half damage. The grand total is as high as it can get when it regenerates 2 lost heads. So it's 12 points of damage. If you succeeded, it's half. Are the crocodiles?
The really funny part, guys, is that like this explosion happens in a 5-foot radius around the creature, but you don't take an opportunity attack until you move 10 feet, or like move more than 10 feet. So both Jorg and Tobiyashi could have totally avoided this damage.
Yeah, I thought about that last turn, and I didn't think it was very much damage.
All
and
right.
I was going to try and help Toby out.
I'm too focused on scaling up a wall.
So 2 heads were destroyed, meaning that it goes back to 5 head again. And regains.
Good on the concentration check.
Meaning it is at. Okay. Oh goodness. And fire damage?
Right. More than 1. 4.
All right.
More than 1.
Well, I guess it's gonna go for its last act of. Since it can't move, really, it's gonna try and take as many as it can with it. It just. You see it again. Take a deep breath, and Fisher, you're starting to get used to this. It rolled a 6 for its breath, so it regenerates the breath and orients it so oriented that Fisher, Jorg, Tobiyashi, and audience have to make a saving throw.
Oh,
But I
con
backed
save?
it so far.
It has a 60 feet cone.
my God! Jorg is rolling like
Constitution
garbage tonight.
saving throw against poison.
Man,
Okay.
I rolled an 18.
18 is enough.
I rolled 14 plus 1. I didn't actually roll the plus 1. That was just hopeful, because I know what the save is. I rolled a 14.
I mean, for what it's worth, is this actually like in a cone shape?
It's a cone shape coming out of one of the head, so I'm giving
They're
it the
doing
ability to push the cone in
Snake
different
around.
direction. So right now it's orienting the cone on a head that would be next to Fisher, so that it blows out, hitting everyone there.
Technically, an AoE is allowed to originate from any corner of your space. So
And it
Yes.
has a long neck. Alright, so anyone that rolled above 15 succeeds on the saving throw. So it's 20.
sorry, did you say dex save?
Constitution save, sorry.
Con save. Sorry. Okay.
So it's 29 points of poison damage. If you succeeded your saving throw, you get half of that.
Jorg's down.
I fell
By
off
one
my
damage.
silk, and I am in the
Shit.
water now, drowning.
Did you also go down?
Yes,
Balls.
I was at 4 hit points.
So
It said it wanted to take us with it.
Yeah.
it's
Wait, is
Jorg's
this a
gators
reaction?
fuck off too.
it's
I'm in
triple
the water.
It's triple
So-
grappled. It knows it can't go away. It knows
geez,
it's
that-
about to die. So, and it rolled a 6 to regenerate its breath weapon. So
Okay. So you said 29. 2,
They're a current,
14,
you know?
and 7.
Okay, Jorg would not have lost concentration.
But
I think
he's
I'm gonna
unconscious.
You're unconscious, so it doesn't
Well,
matter.
yeah. Before. Yeah.
So the
I
crocodiles
was not rolling those.
are gone.
the crocodile
Guys,
disappeared.
Yep.
I am also falling down the deep end of this marsh.
Club.
Does your totem disappear when you go unconscious?
I believe so.
I would actually read it first.
Yes, I'm going to that now. Let me scroll, you stupid computer.
I believe I have it here.
Or until you're
Spiritual.
incapacitated. So yeah, it drops.
Goodbye.
Do I take drowning damage?
Not yet.
No, you just
Yeah.
can't get up until you're no longer drowning.
Okay,
I don't know
how-
if you automatically start drowning.
No, I think he takes
Well,
a
I'm
save.
unconscious,
I
right?
think he takes a penalty. I think if he's unconscious at the bottom of the water, I think he automatically takes an extra death saving
Well,
penalty.
there's special drowning rules,
Yeah.
and they start once you run out of your time limit to hold your breath.
Which
Luck-
is going to be a little bit of a way out. So
Luckily
Also,
for you, once
okay.
it's my turn, I can revive all of us.
How
So
deep am I going?
once it's my turn, I will for once actually use my
All right, yeah, you got your.
turn the
Turn the
tide,
all right, for the first
And that'll-
time.
and that'll wake you two back up, which will
Because
actually be
the Hydra feels like it turned the tide on him. It's no longer restrained. You see it in its eyes. It wants to go away. But that's everything it can do. It can only do the breath weapon or the attacks. So we go down to Jorg. Death save.
Jorg.
No.
that one.
Yes.
You rolled a natural 1.
No.
Okay.
I rolled a 15.
Okay, then that's the first success.
Woo.
And then Remy, you just saw 2 of your friends go down. You hear Kalina go.
Can you shoot her? Can you just
you
shoot her for
shoot
me?
her?
Can you shoot her for me?
I
This
would
is
rather
one
Remy.
solid,
I would
please.
rather Remy kill the Hydra. That's all.
She's just sitting there with some
No, no, no.
popcorn, like, wow, this is getting good.
Intense.
You know, part of me really wishes that these heads counted as different creatures.
Oh, I know why.
That'd be kinda neat.
So you could kaboom it.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's very good.
Yeah, I guess like Rainy now with a very large incentive to not get close again.
And not miss. You see it. It is heavily injured. It is having trouble maintaining itself. It wants to leave.
You know what? I'm gonna steady aim with this one just to have the advantage, because I really don't want to miss
Crocodile's
this.
gone.
So he's gonna throw the good boy. Oh yeah.
Did
Let's
you
see
do
what
it?
happens. That was the 20's there.
Got him.
No.
Critical?
That's what you
yes.
would call clutch.
Clutch dagger.
I really, really don't want this thing to have up with a bunch of heads and create a bunch of shit later. Okay, I'm gonna roll the d6s first. Okay, for a
Advantages.
13. 19, 24, 27. Where's the d4s?
Rogue crits.
29, 32, so 36 piercing.
All right.
Damn.
You look at the Hydra, and having seen it regenerate its head one after the other, you have this moment of clarity where you see where the bone splits on the body, and you just throw your dagger at that one point. It goes, impact, and it's actually a good guess. It only had 26 hit points left. Suddenly you see the creature thrash around and scream in pain, and all the heads slowly go limp. It tries to grab the side of the bridge as it's slowly sliding down, but the heads have been severed, so it just fall into the water, bubbles its way down. And oh yeah, Tobiashi's drowning.
Yeah, I am
An
also
audience
falling
is
down.
sprinting up and using Turn the Tide, because I think he was going. Which, yeah.
That gives everyone 1 HP, right?
1d6 plus 2. I will tell you how much.
Oh.
Also,
If
just a
you're
little
under
more.
half, right?
Or under half.
Yes, Ruby?
Also, just a little more
5.
awkwardly. Just like Rainy just kind of like whistles and like a little bubbling from underneath the water as the good boy comes back out.
Alright.
It's clean.
You gotta
though.
whistle a
So-
couple times before
Toby
it
and
finds its
Jorg,
way out.
you awaken with 5 HP. Toby underwater, Jorg on the bridge.
Jorg on the bridge, Toby underwater. It goes.
Wait, how tall is this bridge, by the way?
To the
Is
very
it not over 30 feet?
well, he's
If I run to the...
well, where Tobiashi is, it's essentially 10 feet.
Okay, that's fine, yeah, because I would have ran up to the edge of the
Okay.
bridge, so yeah. Okay, you would have been a rage. That's good, I'm like... Bridge isn't
Alright.
30 feet tall, right?
I want them to think like I died, so I stay under. No, I'm just like-
Well, the bridge
This
itself
party's crazy.
is
I need.
at least
need to
30
get outta
feet
here.
tall, but because there's water nearly to the edge of it, he's just slowly sinking. Sorry.
And then Toby sees an
Take your death,
alligator.
hide in the past.
Toby sees an alligator. He thinks it's Jorg's. Little did he know, all of Jorg's were desummons.
Gets painful.
Jorg is gonna reach over and try and help Toby out of the water when he's comes up.
Question: before I come out of the water, can I see the Hydra sinking?
Yes.
Ooh, we should harvest its organs.
We are trying to move. However,
No
The
offense.
audience
if,
does
if
want
Jorg is
one of
like
its teeth.
dying, trying to help Toby up, so I'll just let Jorg sit down.
I healed myself. Don't worry.
Okay.
Jorg, can you polymorph yourself into something and harvest its org? No,
Oh yeah.
audience is going for one of its teeth, though, because he does need to add to
I
his
wanted to
teeth
do
collection.
that.
Oh, there's so many head on the. There's so many head on the bridge. You do not have any trouble with this.
I want
like
I
8
want at
heads
least
on the
I want
bridge.
at least one tooth to add to my tooth collection. I need my giant snake tooth collection.
All right, I get on the bridge.
I need my tooth.
Go back on the bridge, exhausted from this fight, smelling like a hydra's breath.
Very poisony.
Actually, would it be out of the question to try to harvest some of the poison from this hydra?
There's plenty on me. You can have some of that.
I mean, its heads are up here on the bridge. You could grab probably some from its.
Yeah, not all of the head were cauterized, so yeah.
Zach.
All of
Everybody take a head. See what happens.
Yeah, I'll take a head. I could strap it to the back of me with my silk that I have out right now.
We have a storage space.
I could just wear it as a
What a
backpack.
fall.
Okay, fine. I'm taking 2 teeth. That's it. That's all I want. I want 2 teeth.
Two of the
and I'm
good
good.
ones, the one that looks really well, really good.
All right, I asked audience to open his dimensional space, and I roll a head in there for research purposes.
A whole head?
Yeah, a
This
whole
is a
head.
large creature. How much space?
We're fine. We're fine.
That's a
We got this.
huge creature.
Yeah, but it's got if it's got like 8 heads and it's a huge creature, each of those heads has got to be kind of small to fit in that
It's
space.
basically the size of a person. So yeah,
Yeah.
you already
Fine,
have
I mean-
one person in there.
Yeah, we already got body in there. Might as well put a head.
Oh yeah, can I do something? Can I take out the body and throw it in the river?
Oh,
I will not let you do that. I am
Why not?
All
I
the
don't
soldiers
know.
and everybody
Don't just-
watching.
don't- no,
Oh,
don't
they
just
killed the
do the
Hydra.
soul-
Wait, what is
Not-
that?
I'll put it in the
not
Hydra
because
mouth
of
and
that.
then push the Hydra mouth
not
out.
because of that, because we're literally gonna try and bring this guy back to life. You
I was about to
dumbass.
say, yeah. It's like, what
I
the
don't know
hell?
if we were. I don't know anymore.
Oh no, you remember him. You remember that mistake. It happened when you arrived on the island, Someone tried to push you in a
We're
duel,
not
and
dumping a body in the past or a dream or what.
Why not? That's the best place to drop it. Okay.
I mean, you're
okay.
not wrong. No, you're not wrong, but you're not dumping it.
All right.
Randy
Right. I just
was
pushed the head
trying
in
to
there.
harvest.
I'm sorry. I just need
some
to
poison.
ask, which member of the party is the rogue again? Because I'm starting to question.
are you
Hey, yo,
sure you're
okay.
actually good, Tobiyashi? It's starting
After
to
this
feel.
adventure we've been through, I've been through too much. I might have to change rogue.
Toby, you do not need to multi-class into another thing. You're so close. You're so close to being good. You're so close to being a good character.
That is true.
I would also like to harvest some poison from a different head than the one Raimi is doing.
Yeah, sure. It's not a problem.
want to sell it.
The blood is highly poisonous, so you can easily squeeze a bit of the head. Try and make sure that some of the blood that's still inside of it just pours out.
Are we taking one of
you
our
get,
barrels, dumping out the other blood, and filling
You
it with
get
hydro
30
blood?
health.
And then labeling. We're gonna have to start labeling the storage space. Hydro. Ice
Dude, when we
elemental.
get back, the gnomes are gonna have a time.
Field day.
All right, so
Yeah, Toby, you get 30 health.
after
Oh.
yeah, George just
Man.
healed you.
Yeah, what is everyone's HP at? I got some lay on hands too I can use.
35
I'm
out
at
of
34
47.
out of 57.
This would have been the perfect time to just have like a 20-minute short rest. But sure, let's spend spell slots we don't get back until after a long rest.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm just gonna use.
You have no time to rest.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. Well, for in your mind, Tobiyashi, and Jorg's mind, no, you don't know it. Just a Hydra just came out, and
Yeah.
it actually managed to put you down. But audience, Remy and Fisher, your mind goes inside of the story. There was
We have
only
nothing
one
left.
major fight during that day.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
And
gonna
we're
tell
already
Jorg,
ahead of
I'm gonna tell
schedule.
Jorg. Yeah, I'm gonna tell Jorg he's fine to heal. We should be okay
Okay,
for
good.
reasons.
You can take the short rest.
Or we could take the short rest. I don't know.
Okay,
We gotta
take
make
the
our
short
way.
rest
We gotta
on the
make
floor.
our way
We
over
should
to
take
this.
the-
You,
we
you guys
have
can
to-
ignore
that's what-
me. It's just it's just every fiber of my being just like just does not believe in the one encounter per day model. So it's just like save everything just in case.
I didn't say you were going to get only one engagement. I said that the story says you only get one engagement.
We only get one. Exactly.
Alright.
We can take 20 minutes. We're not being chased anymore.
Alright.
The
We're
thing
gonna
that
go over to the guards and be like, yeah, we're rested. Sit down.
They're like, this audience is so bipolar. Why does he want us to go and then stay?
A
And then
whole,
what?
well, you notice that a whole lot of people witness all of that commotion and argument with Tobiashi and the body inside. A lot of them are bewildered and just... Yes? Okay. Let's take a few moments. Then they look at
20
Tobiashi and audience from the corner of their eyes, and as they're moving away, you see Kalina there. I was about to applaud, but that was interesting. She makes one step away from Tobiashi, but one step closer to audience.
Good. Don't mess with Toby. Stay away from me.
Don't mess with me. I'll die on you.
I'll die on you. I will die. I'll have someone else kill you.
Your friend has a temper, doesn't he?
He's... I don't even know if I'd call it a temper as much as stupidity changed into violence.
It happens.
I guess it's what happens when you're young, huh?
Yes. I mean, he's older than me, but...
Perfectly placed. All right. Well, yes, the soldier absolutely needed a little bit of time to just get everything back in perspective. That was a intriguing monster. It's definitely different than what I heard these monsters should be.
It was. I unfortunately remembered my class on it kind of late into that fight. But we figured it out.
Well, my father used to say better late than never, so I guess it applies.
Yes. Audience looks sadly at his sword like, I just wanted to hit it.
When you look at your sword, she sort of has a very friendly tone when she says, well, you know, when one of you shines, you all shine. And she turns around and looks at Remy, who delivered the final blow. And
Maybe, you know what, maybe just like, I guess by all accounts he's the cleanest one. So just kind of like, points a talon at the armor that has the symbol of the dragon on it, and then says like in audience's voice, "For the dragon."
Audience perks up.
And it is a testament of your martial skills. You have trained your machine extremely well.
Yes. My machine that I have trained. Good job, machine.
I'll take it.
I'll give Fisher a pat on the back, kind of lean and be like, good job. You did it. You did a good job. It's a little weird to see me hugging my machine. Listen, we have a close relationship. Don't worry about it.
You go in for the hug. I go, oh, hold on. I'm covered in poison.
Audience
pull
goes,
out my rag of cleaning and start wiping myself.
Audience goes, so am I.
Oh, you get audience and Fisher hug it out, covered with poison. Then you hear a guard go, "I'm poisoned too."
No, this is not for you.
Oh,
This is not your moment.
Remy,
Not for you.
Remy just
just looking a bit off to the side there, just like the jealousy meter, like rising by 30%.
Fisher, you're gonna make the list. Careful.
In the future, if we need to do fire damage to something with all of our attacks, I believe I could do what I did to my sword to yours instead, as I have a different way to do fire damage.
I'm also thinking I need to buy some vials of oil so I can put oil on our weapons and then light it with a torch.
It wouldn't last
Would work
long,
brief.
but it would last a few rounds. Yeah.
Work briefly.
Could
I feel
also
like that's really needed.
throw oil on the target.
I just need to get some fire powder.
Yeah, just some bombs.
Do you still have any of that fire dust, or
I
did you
have
use
all the fire dust is gone. All I have is ice dust, and every monster we've been fighting uses fire. So I'm just sitting here like, oh yeah, I got something to help. Not.
Wait, you can use fire dust?
it? No, he's out of fire dust.
I'm
He
out
only
of
has
fire
ice
dust, or I would have used
I mean,
it.
he's out of fire dust.
Yeah, but I can use fire dust.
Yeah, okay. Because I'm not out of fire dust.
Oh.
So it was my fire dust.
Well,
Or it was sneezed onto me.
one thing I would consider is maybe giving the fire dust to other members who can't use fire.
Well, I mean, that was the thing. I could use it for some of my spells. But yeah, if other people could also use it.
So,
Well,
as
need
we have
flaming
this
weapons. I don't know.
As we have this wholesome moment, and suddenly Remy finds itself alone, the camera suddenly pans out with the guard looking at Remy, looking sad, not really understanding why you're sad. The guard just looks at you and says, I can give you a hug if you want one. How does Remy react? As the camera is slowly leading
Takes
away.
it, looks over to audience to see if he's jealous.
Alright. So we leave it to
And the frog.
we leave it to the audience's imagination if Remy actually took the soldier up on its offer. Just like the bard, leaving a few things to the imagination. And this is where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Alright. How many hit die can you use in a short rest? 2, right?
Half of all of your hit dice can be used during a short rest.
That's 2d10. Yeah.
Well, you're
Remember,
level
you had
6.
Sean
You can
mod
use
to
up to
each
3.
one.
3? Well,
Yeah.
I only needed 2.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, thank you very much for staying all until the very end of the fight. Big fight seems to have been starting to take a whole lot longer. Or I'm gonna have to work on those. So, thank you for, well, as I said, thank you for watching all the way to the end. We hope you had a pleasant evening. We hope you're gonna be back next Wednesday or Friday if you're watching this on the rebroadcast. And as always, if you enjoyed the show, you can support the stream by following us on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. You can support the stream by making a donation, becoming a Patreon, subscribing on Twitch, or simply by spreading the word. Because the more of you there'll be, the more fun it'll be to, well, watch the chat and share a little bit. Laugh at us, point out if there's something weird, point out that someone got laughed at by the duck in the distance. Don't worry, there's only one half a day left with the swamp noise if you didn't like it. But thank you, and as always, stay safe and stay healthy. Good night.
Tenai.
Peace.